Hello and welcome to UTAS Stadium. Big game coming up here between the Northern Tasmanian Football Association and the Southern Football League. The senior men finishing off what's been a huge day of football at UTAS Stadium. A quadruple header of representative football, and this game promises to be a cracker. The NTFA and the SFL going head-to-head. My name is Anthony Osborne, joined in the commentary box today by some of the best in the business from City Park Radio, Dave Moore, Maxie Walker and Dave Gruber on the stats. Dave, we'll start with you. Looking forward to this game. There's really stars aplenty across every line for both sides.
Absolutely, Anthony. It's going to be hard to see how they'll match up until the game starts, but certainly there's a lot of players with senior footy experience, who I haven't seen for a while. Some I saw as recently as last year. But yeah, it's going to be some really good matchups, and I'm really looking forward to some of the one-on-one contests that will sort of evolve as the game goes on.
Maxie, any players that particularly catch your eye ahead of this game today?
Yeah, look, obviously we see a little bit more, or have seen a little bit more of the northern guys and a bit more familiar with them, Anthony, but certainly Dennison, the ruck, who's came from the Northern Territory a couple of years ago to play at Bracknell. You've got a spread of guys who have had TSL experience as well, so I think we're going to see a relatively good contest, and first quarter will tell us a lot about it.
Dave Moore with the opening bounce here at UTAS Stadium.
Cleared out there by the SFL ruckman there, Ryan Bailey. Kicks inside 50. Hot ball taken by Ethan Brock. Kick towards the goal square. Josh Green is hovering. Taken nice there by Damon Howe. His killing kick doesn't find a target. Spills now to Cowan. Shrugs a tackle. Little handball away. Tries to find Lockie White. Still on the left half forward for the SFL. Kick inside 50. All two NTFA players might have spoiled each other there. Snap towards the goal square. Holds up in the breeze. Contested ball, 25 out from the SFL goal. Nobody can take effective possession. Umpire lets it go. Quick kick out there by Connor Young. Kicks up towards the wing. Little toe poke. Ends up now with Darcy Gardner, the boy from Brighton. Kicks inside 50, and that's a lovely mark over the back. Taken there by Campbell Hooker, who's an accomplished forward player with Dodgers Ferry, formerly of Lauderdale, and he takes a big grab, 25 out.
Really strong mark there, and one good matchup I've been watching is the guy from Hillwood on young green, Damon Howe. So he's going to have his work cut out. Got to keep a bit tighter rein on him, I think.
Campbell Hooker comes in on the left foot for the first goal of the game. Doesn't hit it well at all. And just comes off his instep, I think, and it falls to the NTFA player there, Tyler Kelly.
Tyler Kelly brings the NTFA out of defensive 50. Big ball to win here at half-back for the NTFA. The numbers come in. Around the corner there was Davies, looking in the direction of a teammate. Triffitt's the man who gets the football. Now the NTFA are going to launch a bit of an attack. Matt Dennis, who there's plenty of expectation and hope for this afternoon, launches the ball towards 50 now for the NTFA, tied up against the boundary line. Trying to regain his composure. The pressure eventually comes in. Dennis sweeps back in on the football, just tackled as he tried to get rid of the football. Holding the footy is the umpire's call. The SFL will have it at half-back.
Leaving free kick. Over there in the sunshine. A couple of patrons over there underneath the scoreboard. Short kick ends up with Lockie Watt. Defensive side of the wing. Low kick. Spearing kick. Tries to find Hooker. He gets it on the bounce. Little handball over the top there towards Josh Clifford. But it's cut off in defence now by Davies for the NTFA.
Liam Davies now getting the overlap run from a couple of teammates as the NTFA look to launch this ball inside 50. A probing ball there on the mark. Fantastic grab. Arms outstretched. That mark's taken there by, is that Jake King there, Dave?
Murphy Cowan.
Yeah. Former Clarence player, number 25. He's been in good form the last couple of years in the NTFA, Luke Murphy-Cowan. Look for goal here. He'll just cross the paint of 50. Minimal angle to speak of. Directly in front, Luke Murphy-Cowan to get the NTFA on the board for the first time today. He likes it straight away. Immediately runs to his teammates, and the NTFA are on the board. One straight 6 plays the SFL. Yet to score. 3 and a bit gone opening term.
I think he ended up with 99 goals in the regular season last year. I remember watching the prelim final out at Deloraine, and it was against Bracknell, and he's a policeman now. That's his profession, and Bracknell threw Glenn Dawson back to him, who's a renowned forward, was on Port Adelaide's list many years ago as a rookie, and there was a bit of work banter amongst them, and he held him for the quarter, didn't score, and ended up on 99 for the season, I believe.
I think he had a little hand at Launceston at one stage. No?
Who's that?
Murphy-Cowan?
No, he came up from Hutchins.
Oh, that's right, yes.
In the police force and landed at Longford, and they love him out there.
Dennis gets the centre clearance, influential player already. Jack Dennison now with the ball, front edge of the centre square, thinks about a handball. Now will go long. Penetrating kick. In near towards Wilkinson, he can't pick it up. Fighting hard for the SFL there was Lewis Johnson. Handball over the top, close to the boundary line. Heavy tackle laid there by Aidan Webster. And the ball is over the boundary line. In fact, it's going to be a ball up just inside the boundary line. Dennis wins the tap. Little handball to Tepper, but he's run out of room. And a little bit of afters here, Jordan Tepper. Doesn't mind a little bit of a scrap. But it's quickly broken up. It'll be a boundary throw in. I'm about the only person in the box can see this because it's just behind that little blind spot we've got here. Get the inside 50s from Dave Gruber in a moment. From the boundary throw in. Bounces around. Liam Davies can't quite find the handle. Comes out the back. Here looking for Tepper. He lays a tackle on a player who didn't have it. And that is Lockie Watt. Free kick, SFL.
Lockie Watt, former Kingborough player, co-captain I should say, of this SFL outfit this afternoon. Has the ball at half back, opts to go short, finds a target there in Cameron Johns. Used to seeing him in the long sleeves of Huonville. He's been an integral player for them down back in recent seasons, Cameron Johns. He goes down the line, spots up a teammate there in Ryan Bailey, another former TSL player. Bailey looks to move the ball on quickly. It's on his best work though. Coughs it up straight to Nick Mitchell from the Bracknell Footy Club. Mitchell looks to move the ball on quickly. His kick was a bit of a floater, but it's marked well by Angus Jeffries.
Great.
Jeffries sets the ball up inside 50, but floating across. The mark's taken there by Aidan Webster. Lindisfarne product. He's had a good start to this game. The SFL bring the ball into the middle of the ground. Mark taken by Westbury, and it's going to be 50-metre penalty, Dave Moore.
Okay. I was glancing down. Max, you just said the 50 was for there?
Yeah, it just counted into his back. He was sort of preempting that he was going to play on, and he was about to play on, but Jaden Harris just couldn't pull up.
Westbury kicks towards the goal square. Green, big fly, second grab as he paid it. No, umpire said somebody else got the first touch, Josh. So it's going to be a ball up, 20 out from the SFL goal. Even start here, NTFA with the early goal. From the boundary throw, from the ball up, Dennis gets it to Kelly. And away to Davies. Davies with a follow-up. From the Longford Footy Club. Kicks to space at half-forward. Nobody there. Runners wanted. Oh, it's pickpocket there by Jeffries. He gets the kick forward now. Looking here for Murphy Cohen once again. He gets the handle this way, that away. Right foot snap is a goal. Although the player thought he touched it, I think it's still going to be a goal. It is. And that's the second goal for the NTFA and the second goal for Luke Murphy Cohen.
Started the game really well, hasn't he? And he had, I think his intent there, he tried to tap it onto the guy standing in the goal square, just didn't quite get enough handle on the ball, and then got the awkward bounce, couldn't get around on the left, and left himself no choice but to kick the goal, and well finished. Really good transition from half back there from Liam Davies, who we all know has played a lot of footy here for North Launceston for a couple of years after coming up from Ulverstone, I think, from memory.
Yep, and he's influential already. He's had quite a bit of it. Gribbs, what are the inside 50s got on there, Anthony?
Yeah, inside 50s, 5 to the NTFA, 4 to the SFL at this point of time. So we're back in the middle of the ground. Ryan Bailey wins the tap down on that occasion. Contested ball in the middle, the heart of UTAS Stadium. Merging with the football, there was Darcy Gardner for the SFL, but Matt Dennis quickly whips around the corner, kick in the Jack Dennison direction, unable to quite reel the mark in. Dangerous ball here for the SFL defenders at half back. Plenty of players converging on this football. The NTFA just trying to paddle the ball forward at the moment, trying to gain a bit of territory. The umpire will take it 40 metres out from goal. Throws the ball up. Decisively one down on that occasion there for the NTFA, but the runners are here for the SFL. Westbury rode himself into the tackle, eventually got the handball out. The ball's still in dispute at the moment. The umpire just letting it roll on before taking it back. So it looks like Howe's going to be the one running with Josh Green today, Maxie.
Yeah, it's he'll certainly learn a lot from that, won't he? Like, Josh is a very experienced player, and heaps of AFL games under his belt, and yeah, he'll be certainly one to watch. And playing as the key forward for him as well. He's the deepest forward, closest to goal, makes sense.
Plenty of bodies around this football at the moment, but eventually the NTFA thought they're broken free, but the umpire pays a legal throw. So the SFL look to launch off half back.
Kick up to the wing. Leading out there was Hooker. Couldn't quite take it. NTFA now through Tyler Kelly. It's the handball away. They kick up towards half forward. It's might drift out of bounds on the full. No, it just bounces inside. The boundary throw in, right half forward. So patrons over there enjoying the sunshine. The 3:40 start here, so we'll end up well and truly in darkness. Great atmosphere here. So we've had 3 games today. We'll go through the results of those at quarter time. Bring our listeners up to date and our viewers. It's kicked out of defensive 50. Taken by Davies once again. Little chip kick to Dennison, who marks just inside attacking 50. Distance probably beyond him. Might be having a crack though. Now he wheels around. Kicks from 52. Not a great kick, has to be said. Here towards Wilkinson. Knocked away from him. Frankham there with a don't argue. Got rid of it. Still a chance here for the SFL to clear, and they do so, but it'll come back once again.
Come back with interest here for the NTFA. They'll look to launch inside 50 once again. Lowers the eyes. Nice ball in there to Connor Young. So NTFA 2 goals up at the moment.
It might be Isaac Thompson. Yeah?
Isaac Thompson it is. Thanks, Dave. Isaac Thompson from Hillwood. He'll kicking from just outside 50. A couple of players starting to circle for him deep towards goal, but looks like he's going to back himself in here, is Thompson. Begins his approach now, kicking right on the paint of 50, Isaac Thompson. The kick's on the way, it's going to go right to the goal line. The players fly. Anyone able to get a foot to it? No, it's rushed through for a minor score. So, first blemish of the day so far. The NTFA moved to 2-1-13.
Ethan Brock takes the mark. He's kicked there looking for Sam Lewis-Johnson, but off hands. Contested ball, bouncing ball. No one can take effective possession. Now Davies once again, kick smothered. It's right on the paint of 50, left half forward for the NTFA. They lead 2-1-13, SFL yet to score. We're playing 25 minutes flat today, no time on. Boundary throw in. NTFA having most of the play at the moment. Dennis wins the tap, tries to get it to Davies. Knocked away though by Cameron Johns. Kick up the wing, thump from behind there by Leadham. Picking up there is Lockie Watt, the skipper. Now they come away here through Ethan Brock, who's had a bit of it. Kick towards half forward looking for Green. Howe over the back. Green can't stand up in the contest. Allows NTFA player and Tyler Kelly. And he gets a push in the back. Free kick at half back.
So Kelly goes for the short option. NTFA looking to launch out of defence here. Juggling on the second grab. The mark's eventually taken by Talbot. NTFA bring the ball down the line. Diving mark taken. Well taken there by Dunn. Jordan Dunn quickly moves the ball inside 50 now for the SFL. Unable to take it on the second grab. Brings the runners at ground level into the contest. Josh Clifford sniffing about there for the SFL, but a bit of overlap run gets the NTFA out of trouble. But Connie Young's kick isn't his best bit of work. Ooh. Sets it up for Dennis, who takes his opponent really high. Eventually, the umpire will reward that as being a free kick in favour of the SFL. Or to be taken by Adam Johns.
Adam Johns from the Huonville Lions. And the sunshine there at left half forward. Invited now to play on. Kick here towards Hook as the target inside 50. He takes his second mark inside the 50-metre line. He kicks, centering one, and it's a good one. Is it almost a mark taken there by James Zeitzen? Couldn't take it at the second grab. NTFA could repel here. Petterwood overruns it. He lays a tackle. That might be high on his SFL opponent. No, Tepper dives in. He can't release. Umpire hovering. And it's going to get ball up. It's a pretty hot footy here at the moment, as you'd expect in a rep game.
Absolutely, Dave. No backward steps from either of the teams yet, and like I say, a hotly contested ball at every contest.
Nick Mitchell comes out from the contest. His kick gets marked here by Dennis on the wing.
Matt Dennis quickly moves the ball on. He's starting to really insert himself on this game, is Matt Dennis. Big ball to win now and half forward for the NTFA. Numbers favour the SFL, but that's a real hospital job. Dennis comes in hard, does well to keep the ball moving forward, and the SFL players back up. That could have been really ugly, but eventually over and out for a throw in. So having a look here, group stats, it looks like the NTFA leading the clearances at the moment, 5 clearances to 3. Well, the hit out's also in favour of the NTFA, 7-3 as well.
Just a complete player, Matt Dennis, isn't he, Max? He's got everything on the ground.
Yeah, he spent time in country Victoria as a kid through the NAB Cup, I think, and went to Darwin, won multiple best and fairest up there, and found his way to Bracklands, has he, which is great, obviously in the twilight of his career, but as we've seen today and throughout the course of last season, still playing some very good footy.
I think it might be his Bracknell teammate Nick Mitchell there on the far side with the ball, number 15. Kicks towards the goal square, flyers wanted, big fist from behind, front and square, nearly taken there by Jeffries. Out it comes, handball there from Jason Bailey. They work it out in defence, and they're going to clear here. The SFL handball puts Watt under pressure. He does get out of it, tries to find Lewis Johnson. He fumbles, handball to space, taken there by Triffett. Snap, Jack Triffett, goal! Outstanding young man there, the boy from Bracknell. Had the presence of mind to throw it on the boot, 25 out, and he's kicked the third goal for the NTFA.
He has, and it was a really good snapshot. He was under immense pressure. Probably, if didn't kick it, you would have thought there may have been a bit of a whistle, may have looked a little bit high in the tackle, but a great finish. Good hands too. Then the guy who had the ball, can't recall exactly who it was, but saw him standing there demanding the ball, got it, and finished off like a good small forward should. So well done, Jack Triffett. We've got that little bit of a gap opening at the moment, haven't we? 15 and a half minutes gone into the first quarter, and whilst the inside 50s are relatively even, the SFL just haven't managed to be able to get the score on the board.
Keen to get your thoughts throughout the day as well, Maxie, of just how the SFL are moving the ball out of their defensive 50 at the moment. They seem to really hem themselves in on a couple of occasions there and just really invited the pressure. I'll get your thoughts at the next stoppage in relation to that. That's some beautiful work through the middle of the ground here for the NTFA. Mitchell's been really busy. He goes inside 50 again in the Murphy-Cohen direction. Murphy-Cohen's going to be first to the football in the pocket. Dances around one. Really sharp handball to Dennison. Dennison runs onto a runner. Then NTFA are on a roll, Dave Moore.
2 to Jack Triffett in a minute. He's got the little left foot kick there, and it's a great team play. They really combined very well. Right from the middle, Tepper onto Dennison, and then finished off the work there with Jack Triffett. And Murphy-Cohen too involved again, Max.
Yeah, he was. 2 Longford teammates there, Murphy-Cohen and Jack Dennison, who's gone there this year from Premiership player last year at the Launceston Football Club. But flicked it over to Triffett, who said, give it to me, boys, because I'm the finisher at the moment, and 2 in a minute to him, so well done. And just getting back to you, Anthony, it's just the pressure. Like, we just saw then how quick the Northerners are, and there wasn't one guy in the south there who could keep up with those guys streaming out of the middle. They just ran off them.
So danger signs here for the SFL. From the middle, nobody can get an effective tap. Tepper again, got a high tackle. So Jordan Tepper, who spent a year here with North Launceston. Kick towards half forward, looking for Dennison, but intercepting there was Joe Krushka. Goes to the goal square, 2-on-2, and a mark. Front position, Dennis has taken it. He's a tough matchup for anybody there in the SFL back line when he goes forward, and he's taken the mark, 15 out, 45-degree angle.
It's just that elite speed out of the centre at the moment. And the hit-outs in the middle haven't been that overwhelming to one side, I don't think. It's relatively even. It's just the way they're sharking the ball.
Matty Dennis, we've got a good view of this one as he kicks a goal for the NTFA. 5-1-31, SFL yet to score. And a very fast start here for the NTFA.
Yeah, Maxie, I think you've just nailed it there. Looking at the stats that Groves is providing for us, the NTFA 7 hit-outs, the SFL's 5, but the marks inside 50 are proving to be really telling at the moment. 5 marks inside 50 for the NTFA, just 2 for the SFL, and the inside 50s now are at 12-7 in favour of the hosts.
And that's the luxury, isn't it, Max, of having Leadham and Dennis as your 2 tools.
Yeah,
you've got that forward option. Yeah,
there's 2 really 6'3", 4, 5, whatever they are. They don't get any smaller throughout the course of the day. And they've had Murphy-Cohen and Dennis up forward, where the South so far have just relied on Campbell Hooker.
So Leadham takes the ball himself out of the ruck on this occasion. Just hacks the ball towards half forward. It's going to be a foot race. Players converge from all angles. Eventually be taken over and out for a throw in. So the SFL barely got the ball beyond centre for the last 6 or 7 minutes, I would have thought. It's been all NTFA. 5-1-31, the SFL yet to score after almost 19 minutes of football. Ball thrown in. One down by Leadham. Lockie Watt getting busy at ground level. Looks like Josh Green's thrown himself on ball as well. Plenty of players just trying to funnel this football out. Lockie Watt again involved, but the NTFA have all the numbers on the outside. It's going to be Krushka. He goes inside 50. It's a little too hot for Dennis. Job here for the SFL defenders. Cameron Johns will be first back to it. Dances around one, and he'll look for the overlap run.
Tries to find a teammate there. Hit up a teammate in Gleason, right on the boundary line. Can't pick it up. John's involved again. NTFA player. He pursued his opponent there. Great forward line pressure. Eventually gets it.
Cody Lowe, who's again another backup backman for these. Ruckman for this Northern team. So there's 3 recognised ruckmen that the North have gone in with, and they're all relatively mobile as well, which is a bonus.
And there's Cody Lowe on cue, winning the tap. Picking it up is Dennison. Lost balance. Handball wasn't great. Picked up there by Ryan Bailey. His kick smothered. Kick towards half forward, but comfortable mark taken defence by Talbot. Sam Talbot switches. Over here towards Damon Howe. Boy from the Ander Valley. Longford and Deloraine combining. And further wide to Bowen Pearce, who played with Launceston in the last couple of seasons. He gets it now to Tyson Miller, another former Blue. Here he goes off the man on the mark. Kicks towards half forward, looking for Wilkinson. Busts his opponent out of the way, but he can't take the mark. Spills out of play. Left half forward for the NTFA. So playing 25 minutes flat, 4.5 to go in this quarter. Boundary throw in. Great day of footy here at UTAS Stadium. Dennis wins the tap to Davies. Standing start, kicks towards the pocket. Little kick up here looking for Green, who takes a strong mark. And he'll relieve now for the SFL.
Josh Green getting himself involved further afield, gets it off to Lewis Johnson, who sells his teammate into trouble. It was Jack Gleason. It's going to open the door for the NTFA. They thought about taking the advantage, but they'll go back and have a look at the big sticks. There are players streaming everywhere at the moment, but great tackle pressure. And again, you nailed it before, Maxie. The NTFA, just, I guess every time the SFL have their hands on the football, they're just under a lot of pressure, whether it's actually there or not. So Archie Wilkinson from Hillwood will have a shot at goal. Get some more of your thoughts in a moment as well, Maxie, as Wilkinson begins his approach. Kicking from just outside 50. Trying to get the NTFA's 6th goal to start this game. It's a good-looking kick off the boot. It's going to go right to the goal line. Just punched through for a minor score.
One of those kicks there from, what are they paid here? A free, is it? No, paying the all clear. Yeah, it was just one of those kicks that needed another half a metre on it. Dennis there in the goal square didn't know whether he should grab it or not, and he had no choice but to go for it, but come off his hands in a contest and through for a point.
So out from defence now, mark taken here by Trey Westbury. Westbury gets it to Gleason, and inside defence 50. They've been falling down in this position. So Lister, long kick, finds his teammate there in Joseph. Kicks up towards half forward, not a great kick, and it's taken out of bounds there by the NTFA player in Tyler Kelly. If they've got it to half forward, they can mount something here. I'd love a goal or two just at the end of this quarter to get some momentum back the other way. A disappointing start here from the SFL boys. Bailey up against Leedham. Leedham wins the tap. Chance there for Green. Handball comes away there from Krushka. And to Mark taken on the wing for the NTFA. They play on. Well, might have spoiled each other there. This opens the door for the SFL through the centre of the ground.
Big ball to win here in the middle of UTAS Stadium. Josh Green just does just that. Kicks it to half forward, but a strong mark taken. Just lacking real structure forward of centre at the moment, the SFL, and that's a really dangerous kick that the umpire will adjudicate as just being touched as it went over the line. So, dying stages of this opening term, 32 points the difference. The SFL yet to hit the scoreboard so far this afternoon. So the umpire throws the ball back into play. Leedham competing in the ruck. Again, the NTFA breaking away with the clearance. Kick into a dangerous spot, but a good mark almost taken. Good recovery there at ground level from Krushka. Starting to get himself involved in this contest, but it opens the door now for the SFL. Josh Green bangs the ball inside 50, but all alone by himself is Bowen Pearce.
Bowen Pearce. South Launceston player relieves the pressure. Well, tackle pressure came from behind. He's got rid of it in time. Falls now to Jaden Harris. He kicks towards the centre of UTAS Stadium. Doesn't meet his intended target, but he gets a target, though, in Krushka. Up towards full forward. Diving in there was Murphy Cohen. Releases the handball skillfully. Comes out now to space to Angus Jeffries, who was hurried with the shot. Kicks it out of bounds on the full. So great transition there from half-back, Maxi.
Yeah, and it all started with number 13, Jaden Harris, was prepared to take it on into the middle and had a couple of options there and moved it very quickly down to the forward line. Well trapped too by Murphy Cohen. Yeah. You see a lot of big blokes hesitate, but he just kept running at the ball, trapped it and got the hands out.
So the SFL desperate not to concede in these final 20 or so seconds of the quarter. Josh Green just overruns the football. Still a dangerous position here for the SFL defence. The NTFA applying plenty of pressure. The umpire will just relieve some of that, taking the ball on the paint of 50. Left half forward. Ball's thrown up. Leedham wins it down. Green emerges with the football. Hurried kick as the siren sounds for quarter time. And the NTFA, 5-2-32, are in complete control. The SFL yet to score. And Maxi, it's really been all the NTFA's running so far.
Yeah, it has, Anthony, and you've hit the nail right on the head there. You know, a couple of things before the game started that happens in rep games quite regularly is that, A, you don't train a lot with your teammates and you'll get in each other's road and so forth. And we've seen the North, the NTFA do that a couple of times already, where they weren't quite sure of their name or whatever it is, but contested against each other across that half-forward line then. Also, playing on a ground like this today, I sort of question most of these guys are playing on smaller grounds week after week. They probably don't do as big as pre-season as what the other clubs in the state would in the TSL, and it'll be really interesting towards the back end of the ground as to who's running up and down on the spot. And who's still got run in their legs at the moment. The North are just running all over the top of them. It's their leg speed that are opening it up. They've handball, overlap handball, whereas the Southerners, even when they get an opportunity to slow it down and have a kick, the North, forwards and mids are just pushing back and just not giving them any options. So they'd be very happy with that quarter. The South now realise what they're up against, and they've got 3 quarters to fix it.
Quickly run through the goal kickers here. So for the SFL, well, no one's actually kicked a score to this point, so no goal kickers for the visitors. For the NTFA, 2 to Jack Triffett, 2 to Luke Murfitt-Cohen, and a single to Matt Dennis. We'll go through some of the stats, courtesy of Groobs as well. The NTFA are leading the hit-outs 12-7, the clearances 12-3, and the inside 50s 15-8. The marks inside 50 5-2. While frees 4 are currently 4 for the NTFA and 5 for the SFL. So that marks inside 50, we've talked about a little bit, Maxie, but that's really painting a bit of a picture so far.
Got some targets, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They've got the targets, and they've also got, I spoke about those 3 ruckmen. You've also got
Jordan Tepper, but
I'm thinking of Archie Wilkinson as well.
Yeah.
He ain't no small kid either. So I've got a lot of height, and all that height is mobile. We saw Murfitt-Cohen attack the ball hard. We know that Hamish Leadham can run around the ground all day. Dennis, in that first 15 minutes, he was in the back line, on the wing, in the forward line. He was everywhere. So there's been no one who can sort of run with those tall guys either from the South at the moment. So their ruckman in Ryan Bailey did start very well. Took a few marks around the ground as well, but he can only cover one man, and they've got to find some help for him really quickly.
Before we take a break, I thought we'd just have a look at the other scores today. In the under-20 girls, the NTFA 8-8-56 defeated the SFL 5-4-34. In the under-18 boys, SFL 12-7-79 defeated the NTFA 9-5-59. And the SFL 8-5-53 defeated the NTFA 3-5-23 in the Interstate Girls Women's Series there in the previous game. Well, we'll take a really short break, and we're back in a moment.
No worries at all. Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. Quarter time Second quarter about to get underway. Senior men's game between the NTFA and the SFL, and it's been all the Northerners to this point. They lead at 5-2-32 to the SFL, yet to score. I'm sure the SFL, through coach Adam Henley, would have had some stern messages at the first break. Intriguing to see how the SFL respond in the first 5 minutes of this second quarter. They've got all the work to do at the moment as we get ready to get things underway. Ryan Bailey competing in the ruck up against Cody Lowe. Low on that occasion, winning it down. Direction of Jordan Tepper, but the SFL are going to emerge with the football. There has been an umpire's whistle. It's going to be a push in the back, free kick going the way of the NTFA.
That hurts, and that's undisciplined. That was a deep 50 entry then coming for the South, and it just didn't happen.
So they do go inside 50 now through Ryan Bailey. It was a scrappy ball. Good tackle pressure there from Ethan Brock. The NTFA with plenty of numbers on the outside of the contest. Nice work there by Young, linked up with Krushka. Top there, Tepper has had plenty of the football. He's been caught high by Westbury. So SFL look to have come out breathing fire, but so far have given away the 2 free kicks.
I think they've taken a bit of an instant dislike to Luke Tepper, the Southerners.
Tepper, defensive side of the wing, kicks towards half forward. Flying from behind there was Wilkinson. Taken now by Petterwood. It's out of bounds. Of course, Ethan Petterwood started his TSL career here with North Launceston back in the mid-2010s. Went off to the mainland for a while and came back and has been doing great work down there at the Scottsdale Footy Club. Bounty throw in. Just need that first goal to steady things down a bit, the SFL. Get them back into the game. Bailey. Picked up there by Gardner. Had a quiet first quarter. A whistle on play for a throw. They come back to the NTFA. And Angus Jeffries. Played a lot of footy here for North Launceston as he kicks to the hot spot. Good spoil in the front position there from James McIndoe. Dennison though has it. Gets it to Leadham. Leadham leans back on a kick towards full forward. SFL player caught high. Play on. And relieving the pressure will be Cameron Johns.
Johns with a handball over the top. He'll look for the 1-2. His teammate didn't quite give it to him, though. It's his Ewanville teammate, McIndoe, who eventually comes in and tries to clean up the mess. The SFL under immense pressure at the moment. Excellent work there from Petterwood to harass the SFL over the line. That will be a boundary throw in.
We talk about the forward pressure. Young James McIndoe got hit about 3 times there trying to get the possession away.
Just that first transaction wasn't completed. Just put him under the pump. Players coming in from everywhere as the umpire throws the ball back into play. One down there by the NTFA, but with the football was Gleason, who hasn't had a lot of the football so far, it must be said. Nice little chain of handballs now for the SFL as Bailey kicks out wide, very wide. Umpire says it was just in the field of play. So the SFL, right half back, still yet to score in this contest. Chipping the ball down the line. Gets to the back of the pack where all the numbers are for the NTFA. Ethan Petterwood really getting himself involved early in this second quarter. Nice run here from the NTFA. The handball just a little too hot in the end. SFL players converge and the umpire's ball, railway side of the ground.
A quiet start to this quarter. No scorers yet. 5-2 plays, no score. Centre wing. Bailey in a contest there with Leadham. Quick kick comes out. Yeah, looking towards Joseph Doreen. Handball over the top. Going to be repelled here by Tyler Kelly. He's kicking to the centre of the ground. Here they go now through Liam Davies. Had a really good first quarter. Dennison drops a chest mark. Chance for a turnover here for the SFL. NTFA, they'll have the numbers in support. Still working hard over there is Dennison. He's on top of the ball. Ball shouts the SFL players, but it's going to be a ball up on the centre wing. The last rays of sunshine on UTAS Stadium. Leadham wins the tap to Dennison. That's good ruck work. Here they go now through Tepper inside 50. Over the head there of Jack Trifford, who kicked a cup in the first quarter. Defence now through Adam Johns. Can't quite take the handball. And it's going to be a ball up. Deep in attack for the NTFA. They lead 32-0.
They've just got a lot of left footers too, the Northerners. That stands out as well, where they've just left footers, 10% better kick than the right footers, I think, and all of the ones that they've got are real good finishers.
SFL defence really under the pump at the moment. They've conceded a free kick by the looks of it here. High contact.
think it may be Jack Dennison, Anthony, who emerges.
Will be. Jack Dennison, of course, played plenty of football for Launceston Football Club. His last game for the club being a premiership on this very ground. Had a good day from memory as well on grand final day. Kicked a couple of goals. He's got an opportunity here to really pile on further pain for the travelling SFL side. Jack Dennison tied up against the boundary. Shot on goal. The umpire had to do a fair bit of work, and in the end, out of bounds on the full. Not his best work. Will be brought back in by Cameron Johns.
Cameron Johns next to the behind post. Going to go long down the line. Hasn't really got a switch option. Goes shortish down the line and over the line, out of bounds on the full. So the disposal for the SFL so far has not been great, it has to be said. Adam Henley would not be impressed with some of the field kicking at the moment. Joe Krushka sets it up. Tall timber for NTFA. Dennis, one grab, falls to Dennison, who gets another high tackle. But I think the whistle went before that. Yes, it did, and it's going to be Matt Dennis with the free kick.
Been held, he was. So got the one arm up, juggled at one hand, but the opposition player there just got a bit anxious and nervous and just pulled him back by the jumper, so he couldn't jump the second time, and the umpire saw it.
Yeah. And half a second later, Dennison got a high tackle, so it would have been a free kick either way. So Matt Dennis, in he comes, and he's off to the left. Another opportunity lost for the NTFA. 5-3-33, lead the SFL yet to score.
SFL in desperate need of a response here. Start of the quarter, still majority of it's been played in the NTFA half of the ground as they look to go really wide. Ethan Brock was the target, slipped through his hands. Connie Young with a handball back into play. Krushka involved once again. He'd be close to leading possession winner on the ground. Umpire's whistle. Free kick going the way of the SFL. It will leave a little bit of pressure for them. There's a bit of confusion. In the end, it does go the way of the NTFA. So the ball goes down in the direction of Jeffries. Jeffries wheels and goes, kicks to a dangerous spot. Jack Dennison has the sit. Jack Dennison takes the mark. An excellent grab. He just read that ball so well in the air, Maxie.
He did, and we'll put this one down. He's on his correct side. He'll run around a little bit, Jack, and he'll kick his first for the day from this one.
So second shot in a matter of moments for Jack Dennison. Wheels around, as Maxie said, and he just tugged it to the close side. Need to get the wide out there, Maxie. Throw for a minor score.
Sorry, Donza. I'll won't call you for a goal again.
SFL now out from defence through Jason Bailey. His kick's poor, and intercepting is Liam Davies. And well within scoring range, so another poor disposal inside their defensive 50.
Everything's just rushed for the South at the moment, isn't it? Even that kick out, instead of composing yourself, taking a bit of time, wait for the umpire to call you to play on or something, but give yourselves a chance to make a bit of space. But they're just rushing and panicking every possession they get.
Liam Davies, originally from the Northwest Coast, now kicks for goal, close to the line, thumped through by the SFL. So they're holding back the damn wall at the moment. 5-5-35 to yet to score. Here's Anthony Osborne.
So the SFL bring the ball back into play, this time through Brad Joseph, Hobart Footy Club. Lone Tiger in this outfit today. Piercing ball outside defensive 50 as they look to get a bit of overlap run and just get something going here, the SFL. This kick goes in the direction of Westbury. Now they've got an opportunity. Westbury is going to kick in the direction of Hooker. Sets a bit of a task for Campbell, though, as he tries to trap the football. He doesn't. The NTFA thought they were going to swoop in on the loose bits, but Campbell Hooker does really well just to funnel the ball in front of himself. He's going to do that really well, Campbell Hooker. He was outnumbered, and he's forced a stoppage inside attacking 50.
2 or 3 really good efforts there by Campbell Hooker, and managed to keep it inside the 50 to give him an opportunity to at least get a score on the board. Get a bit of confidence, boys. Come on.
Ball thrown into play, inside attacking 50 for the SFL. Josh Green unable to get his clean mitts on the football. Brock with a clever little handball finds Lockie Watt. Watt funnels the ball right back. They've have to retreat quite a way here, the SFL. It now lands in the arms of Ryan Bailey, who's just going to launch the ball inside 50. A couple of players presenting. It was a good kick from Ryan Bailey to the advantage of young Max Lamb, who's been in excellent form for the Brighton Robins and takes a strong grab inside 50.
It's much better from the SFL, Max.
Yeah, it was. It was their first bit of structured type play. took their ruckman to market and play on, which you don't like seeing ruckman do that very often, but was a very good kick to the advantage of Lamb.
So Max Lamb, it's an understatement to say the SFL need this. He's on his way now, Max Lamb. The kick's on the way and he likes it. The visitors are on the board for the first time today. Max Lamb kicks their first. 1 straight 6, plays 5-5, 35. And I reckon you're right, Maxie. Normally those ruckmen, you don't like seeing that kick, but I think Ryan Bailey, when he was playing at TSL level, that probably was one of his strengths and probably his point of difference, is his ability to move around the ground.
Yeah, like he's certainly by far the most mobile big man at the moment, and the ability to kick that ball out in front of Lamb, and Lamb turned his body so the opposition opponent there couldn't make a spoil on it. It was the best bit of play for them all day, so well done.
It does come back to that Campbell hooker effort, doesn't it? Because
Yeah,
he
kept it in there.
Kept it in the forward 50.
Bit of pressure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all the coach can ask for, a bit of pressure when the ball's in your half.
Lead him against Bailey. They nullify each other. Comes out to Green. He kicks towards attacking 50. Another chance here for the SFL. It evades Brock. Falls now towards Petterwood. Sideways kick. Nice mark there to Isaac Thompson. Started his career here with North Oxford before moving to Hillwood. He gets a kick now to Jaden Harris. Dangerous kick to the centre of the ground. McIndoe up against Petterwood. McIndoe did really well there. The bigger fellow against Petterwood. He's tackled. And but an important one-on-one contest there. They've evened it up, so another chance to launch an attack for the SFL. Up it goes, Leadham and Bailey. Bailey wins it, thumps it for territory, but not to a teammate. Weaving through there nicely is Thompson to Mitchell. Back to Thompson again, streaming forward. Little kick up here, looking for the lead of Murphy Cohen. He's been pushed in the back. Bit unlucky there on the SFL defender, but was there.
Seen a couple today that looked like they're in the side, but the umpire's a lot closer to the action than we are, and they're doing a really good job so far. The 2 umpires, or 3 umpires, sorry. 1 from the south, 2 from the north, and wouldn't have combined together. So that's just as hard for the umpires as what it is to players to get used to how an individual umpires.
That's that old school thing of being in front, isn't it? Once you're in that front position, you're going to get things like that. Murphy Cohen, right on 50. Leans back, kicks it beautifully for goal. Does not miss Luke Murphy Cohen. That's 3. 6-5-41 to 1 straight 6. That's the answering goal for the NTFA.
And the Southerners would certainly love to have him in their side today. Like we said earlier, he's a Southern boy, played at Clarence, I think a D-League Premiership, with Clarence, which would be probably 2 years ago. First year at Longford last year. And yeah, wouldn't they love to have a focal point like him at the moment?
I reckon making that a little bit sweeter for Luke Murphy Cohen is he was on Jason Bailey, who was a stalwart at the Clarence Footy Club for a long period of time as well. So it's probably been, it's going to be an interesting matchup, and it looks like Bailey is going to be running with Murphy Cohen again. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to watch as the afternoon unfolds. How can the SFL respond? Handballs into space, but first to it is going to be Kroshka again. He's been really productive so far in this game. A high up and under marked by Hamish Leadham. Leadham opts to go by hand. A raking handball in the direction of Jordan Tepper. Tepper goes to Dennison. Dennison almost shrugs the tackle. In the end, his handball just was a little too hot for Josh Green. Green eventually sweeps in on the football, gets it off to Gleason. It's good mate at Lindisfarne. Gleason gets it off to the running player there, Jacob Lister from the Signet Footy Club. He kicks to half forward. Opportunity here for the SFL. Zeitzen gets it off in the direction of Lamb. Lamb gets it in. An opportunity here for the SFL. No. Desperate stuff on defence there by the NTFA, and just a little sloppy from the visitors. And the host should get out of defence here with the chain of handball. Although the SFL still applying some pressure. A clever little tap brings Toby Cohen into the game. Stripped of the football. They look to play on here through Zeitzen. Minor score.
Not quite sure. He had an opportunity. I think it was Lamb on the first occasion there to have a shot at goal, but tried to do the unselfish stuff, mate. When you've kicked 1 goal and the opposition's got 6 halfway through the second quarter, there's nothing being selfish about trying to kick another one for yourself, boy.
Connor Young, deep in the pocket, kicks towards the wing, clears the contest. That's a nice grab there by Joseph Doreen. He's moved into the ruck. The boy from Signet. Kicks towards full forward. Big fly from behind. Big spoil from the NTFA defenders, although it fell nearly there to Darcy Gardner, who just didn't take it with him. But we've got a high tackle. It's going back to Darcy Gardner, former Tassie Devil in the Clarence Footy Club. So only a couple of years ago he was in the Tasmania Devils. Skillful player. Tough shot. Right on the boundary, 25 out. They need this goal just to keep staying in touch. They're starting to team together better, the SFL, in this second quarter. Darcy Gardner for goal. That's a beautiful kick for goal. Darcy Gardner, thank you very much. 2 goals now to the SFL, 2-1-13. NTFA 6-5-41. And what a wonderful conversion.
Yeah, it was, Dave. Good reward for his effort there. Got in underneath the play, drew the free kick for a too high tackle against the NTFA defenders, and finished it off. And a much-needed goal at the 15-minute mark for the Southerners. Kicked their first, I think, at about the 9 or the 10-minute mark. So to kick a couple in 5 minutes and go for 25 or 35 in total, including the first quarter. It's a good effort, boys.
Inside 50s,
Yeah, 6 inside 50s to the SFL, 5 to the NTFA, and now 2 goals to the SFL, 1 to the NTFA. So despite the dominance that the NTFA had early in the term, the SFL are actually outscoring them so far this quarter. Get back into the middle of UTAS Stadium. Repeat stoppage inside the middle of the ground. The Ruckman able to get a clear advantage on that occasion, but the SFL are going to emerge through Lockie Watt. He kicks towards half forward, just running there, unable to trap the football. Go over and out for a throw in. Ethan Brock used to play for the Kingborough Tigers and has become an integral member of the Huonville Lions forward setup in recent years. Little live wire forward for them. Ball's thrown back into play. Dennis wins the tap down, coming through the other way and showing a bit of hustle here at the NTFA. Tepper takes a bit off the kick, spots up a teammate there in Davies. Davies with a beautiful kick to the outer side of the ground. It's going to be a foot race, and leading that foot race at the moment is Thompson. Does really well, Isaac Thompson. Kicks it in the Murphy Cohen direction, who takes it cleanly. Wrapped up in a really strong tackle, though. The umpire's ball. That was great movement. And Liam Davies just showcasing his assets there, Maxie.
Yeah, look, just measured the quick. Could have got a better bounce than that Isaac Thompson if it went his way, and he would have been out. But just had to wait for the ball a little bit, and good defence by the Southerners there too on Murphy Cohen. Didn't let him get out of that.
So it's a ball up, right on attacking 50. Taken in the ruck there by Doreen. He's dispossessed. He's slung, though, to the ground, so he's going to get the free kick. He's done it right since he moved on the ball, has Joseph Doreen. Kick towards the outer side, and it's out of bounds, knocked away from the contest there by Ethan Petterwood. Sun just about disappeared here at UTAS Stadium. It's at the very back row of the stands now. The light's starting to take effect. Chilly in northern Tassie today, but there's some nasty weather in other places of the state, so we're pretty blessed at the moment on this long weekend to get a fine day here. Win out from the ruck again by Doreen. Sharked here by Green. Up here towards Lamb, who's started to take an impact on this game. It's going to be another ball up, centre wing. So the SFL just starting to work their way into the contest, but the problem is they've conceded 5 goals in that first quarter. They're playing catch up. We've got a free kick. No advantage paid, just as well, as the green handball was a bit errant. Here we go now from half back through the skipper in Gleason. Spills out wide. Taken here by Brad Joseph from Hobart Footy Club. Up towards half forward. Campbell Hooker does pretty well. Kick inside 50 now here. But it's chopped off by Liam Davies.
Liam Davies. Ball in hand. Just assessing his options. He'll look to launch the ball to the wing. Good kick. Dennis unable to take the mark, but does his work at ground level. A little overzealously on that occasion for a kick going the way of the SFL. So Jack Gleason, captain of this side, chips to half forward. Finds a teammate there in Zeitzen. Zeitzen inside 50 now for the SFL. It's right up against the boundary line. Over and out for a throw in. Jack Gleason, pretty quiet opening term. Gents seem to be starting to warm himself into this game and getting hand on footy, which is going to be important for the visitors.
The skipper at Lindisfarne as well?
Believe so.
Exactly.
Yeah, yep. Star-studded team at Lindisfarne. Gleason and Josh Green, obviously part of that outfit. Hurried kick away from the contest there for the NTFA. Big ball to win in the middle of UTAS Stadium. Competing well there for the SFL. Aidan Webster did well, rewarded with the free kick. Dishes a handball out to a runner. That was Jordan Dunn. Dunn goes to half forward as the SFL go inside 50. Hooker was the target once again. Keeping the ball in front of himself there was Lister. Opportunity here for the SFL. The handball goes out wide to Westbury. Westbury stops, props, has a shot for goal. It was always looking to the left-hand side, and that's exactly where it goes. Through for a minor score. 2-2-14, trail 6-5-41.
Kick out from full-back. Yeah, short looking for Isaac Thompson, who's been really impressive so far, getting a fair bit of it. His kick's beautifully weighted towards Tepper, fellow on-baller. Releasing handball to Davies. That midfielder's really working well for the NTFA. Speaking of which, he gets it to Petterwood. Over now towards Dennis. Centering kick.
Low,
thank you. And so they're pushing the back. And the marking contest, and it's going to go to Murphy Cohen, who's already kicked 3. Up against his opponent there in Jason Bailey, which is a pretty good contest. It's the second free kick Jason Bailey's given away. He's just showing a little bit of frustration there with the hands on the head.
Wasn't happy giving that one away. He didn't think it was there, but umpire was right there, so I think it was a good decision.
Murphy Cohen really putting a mark on this contest at the minute. Should convert here. Umpire works, and he misses to the left-hand side. So one behind. NTFA 6-6-42, SFL 2-2-14.
Ryan Bailey's going to be the target here, but he's caught at the back of the pack. Does well to impact it in the end, but it's going to come back with interest here for the NTFA. Filling the hole. That's a really, really courageous grab taken by Jacob Lister. He's tough as nails, Lister. Not his best kick, though. It opens the door here for the NTFA. Petterwood gets it off, but that kick is going to scrabble through for a minor score. Flying shot there, but it's really brave stuff from Jacob Lister.
Credit to the Southerns at the moment. They've just been able to put the stops on the North at the moment. Even moving the ball into the forward line, they're not as crisp as what they were in that first 15 or 20 minutes of the first quarter.
So, Lockie Watt gets the overlap run. Max Lamb dishes it off. Westbury, they're just starting to get a bit of these handball chains going now. Westbury dishes it off. He finds Sam Lewis-Johnson, who's been pretty quiet so far. Very talented player. He goes out wide to Clifford. Clifford chips it down the line. Mark taken. The umpire says 50 metres. So this opens the door for the SFL, Maxie, and as you said, they've been able to put the stops on. If they can kick their third goal of the quarter, suddenly be back to 23 points.
Yep, 3-1 in the quarter, and we're, 25 minutes, aren't we, gentlemen?
25 flat.
Yeah, so look, this potentially, you kick the ball, takes another 30-odd seconds to get it back. There's only another minute and a half, 2 minutes to play.
An opportunity here for the SFL. Goal on the way, makes no mistake, does young Darcy Gardner. He gets his second goal of the quarter, and we're back to a 23-point margin.
Yep, he's kicked 2 for the quarter, and Max Lamb with that good mark out in a similar area, just a little bit further out than what Gardner kicked the last goal. So, right back in it. Got what was starting to look like a one-sided affair at quarter time. To the credit of the SFL, they've fought back extremely well.
I think putting Josh Green in the middle has made a bit of a difference, Max. This quarter, he hasn't had a lot of it, but just his physical presence in there and his experience.
Well, it means that Liam Davies has gone to him now, so it means that he's got to be a little bit more defensive instead of just being able to run out of the middle.
When the tap out there from Dennis, but falls now to that man Green towards half forward, and that's a lovely mark taken back there by Howe for the NTFA. Kicks the win, looking for Dennis. Rises high, takes an easy uncontested mark. Lovely kick. Chance here. Handball finds Frankham. Frankham inside attacking 50. Murphy Cohen, his Longford teammate, is there. Another Longford man, and Jack Dennison dives on the ball. Be a ball up, 50 out from the NTFA goal. In the dying minutes, or 90 seconds now left in this second quarter. A great second half if SFL can just hold out here and just keep that margin manageable. Handball comes out from Green to Gleason to Watt. Kick towards the wing. Once again, Howe does pretty well there for the NTFA. Damon Howe for Deloraine, and it's out of play. Deloraine, of course, struggling a little bit this season, so it's good. They've got a couple of rep players out here playing really well. Boundary throw in. Bailey wins this one. Meeting the ball hard there was Joe Krushka. Goes towards half forward. Hooker takes the mark. 40 seconds left. Centering ball to Lamb. He's frozen out of the contest there by Connor Young. So from the fall of the ball, here they go. Mitchell, back to Connor Young, streaming forward, one-on-one contest. At the back, it's almost a mark there to Cody Lowe. He picks it up, tries to get round his opponent, gets a little kick, won't be regulation distance, play on, taken by Wilkinson. Back to Lowe, he's tackled by McIndoe. Releases the ball. Left half forward still for the NTFA. Mitchell fumbles, costly, gets tackled, close to the line. It's going to be a ball up, 8 seconds to the siren. No, released, still in play. Chance here for the NTFA late, but a big thump out there from Aidan Webster. Will be the last action of this first half. Oh, we've gone over 25 minutes. There it is. Half time here at UTAS Stadium. And a good contest now, even though the NTFA have had the best of the first half. They lead 6-7-43, the SFL 3-2-20.
Entertaining start to this game. Max, you'll quickly run through the goal kickers and get your thoughts as well. For the NTFA, 3 goals to Luke Murphy-Cohen, 2 goals to Jack Triffett, 1 to Matt Dennis. For the SFL, 2 to Darcy Gardner and 1 to Max Lamb. Yeah,
certainly a different perspective on the game at halftime is what I had at quarter time. And, the pressure of the Southerners there, 1 goal 5 for the Northerners in that quarter to 3-2. So a very productive quarter for the Southerners with their efficiency, and the NTFA could have been a little bit further ahead, but that wasn't just through mainly not kicking gettable goals. It was the pressure that the Southerners brought to the Northerners in that quarter, and certainly deep in defence as well, like the forward 50 entries in that quarter. Not quite sure what the stats were there from Groobs, but we'll get them.
Yeah, the inside 50s, 12 each that quarter, 25 to 20 for the game in favour of the NTFA.
You want to run through the stats there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So the hit-outs 10 to 6 that quarter, so 22 to 13 advantage going the NTFA across the game. The clearances, it was 10 to 4 that quarter in favour of the SFL, so that's really evened up that ledger after a dominant first quarter for the NTFA. The marks inside 50, there was 2 for the NTFA that quarter, just 1 for the SFL. That probably speaks to the SFL's defence as well. And the frees 4, there were 8 that quarter for the NTFA, 7 for the SFL.
Max, I wonder, you mentioned at quarter time how long it takes for a rep side to gel a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of that. The SFL team in that second quarter, they're more used to each other as the style of play, the pattern of play, and certainly, we talked about some of the structural changes they made in the midfield, and might have made the difference.
Yeah, well, it certainly has on the scoreboard, and certainly good coaching by the Southerners there as well to make those changes. And I think it was you who made the call, Dave, in relation to Josh Green going into the middle. Just makes the Northerners a bit more aware of what is happening in the middle there at centre bounces. Then the clearances from the middle were, the taps were very even, so it wasn't as if the North were giving it to their smaller brigade on a plate, but they just that first quarter they had the pace to run away from the guys in the centre square bounces, and it evened itself up a little bit in that quarter. And then you had Darcy Gardner playing fairly deep, which I wouldn't have thought you'd need to with him. He's a very talented young player and probably used to and accustomed to playing up the ground a bit more as well, but found himself deep on a couple of occasions, kicked 2 goals, got him back into the game. We spoke about the Max Lamb one, and so from a forwards perspective, been a couple of really good individual cameo roles so far. Gardner for the SFL, and Murphy-Cohen with 3, 2 in the first and 1 in the second, and we couldn't forget Jack Triffett for those couple of goals in the first quarter within about a minute as well. So
we get reminders though, Max, don't we, that when they get out and run as NTFA, they set the game up in that first quarter, and we saw it a couple of times that second quarter, and I mentioned names Petterwood, Tepper, Thompson, Jeffries, these running players, they get space, they look dangerous.
Yeah, that's what the North seem to be wanting to do more than the South. Like they get the ball in the hands of a designated kicker, basically, and you just watch the black jumpers just spread everywhere over the ground. So they can go 45 straight across, they can go 45 at 90 degrees, they can go 45 straight up the middle, and they're finding a player because they seem to want to work harder when they've got the ball than what the Southerners do at the moment. So I mentioned earlier as well, not accustomed to these bigger grounds. They'll be having a decent old blow at half time, I think, so it'll be interesting to see who comes out and running on top of the ground and have the fresher legs.
Half time, we'll take a break now. It's 6-7-43 NTFA, SFL 3-2-20. Back with Dave, Max, Anthony and Groobs very soon. Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. We're about to start the third quarter here. This big clash between the NTFA and the SFL. My name's Dave Moore with Michael Walker. Sorry, mate. Michael
I'm
Walker.
taking the cans off. I'm out of it. If you're listening, Macca, it wasn't a compliment.
There we go. Michael Walker, Anthony Osborne, Dave Gruber on stats with the team here this afternoon. And it's been a pretty good contest. It was one-sided at quarter time, 5-2-0. But the SFL certainly struck back in that second quarter, kicking 3-1. They still trail by 23 points. So they've got a lot of work to do yet to get back on parity here. And,
big third quarter coming up, Dave. They call it the Premiership Quarter, and this could decide, I think, who will win this game. If the South can continue their momentum they had in that second quarter, watch out North.
Matthew Dennis wins the first tap of the second half. Shark there, though, by Lockie Watt. Spills out to Westbury. Handball away to a teammate who kicks towards the wing, but chopped off there nicely by Jaden Harris in the long sleeves. He kicks wide, looking for his teammate in Wilkinson.
Wrong decision there. He had, I think it was Jordan Tepper, about 35 metres away from him. Open, could have ran the ball deep into the forward line.
So still in the ruck now for the SFL's Ryan Bailey, who certainly lifted in that second quarter. He's up against Dennis. Dennis wins the tap. Down to Petterwood, back to Dennis. Back towards Petterwood a second time. Land ball there from Westbury. Now out to Green. Green's kick to advantage. Taken nicely there by the SFL player Lewis Johnson. He kicks towards half forward. Goes towards the boundary line. Just kept in. Tackle laid there on Ethan Brock. Spills out there towards Zeitzen. Now ends up with Brock once again. Centering ball here towards Lamb, but great defence. Krushka coming through. Gets it now towards Jaden Harris. Harris kick. Finds Mitchell. Quick handball now to Tepper. On the left foot, has to hurry the kick. Works out all right. Mark dropped what he should have taken there by Wilkinson. Tackled from behind. Trying to pick it up there is Jack Griffith. Kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. Has been pretty unsighted since, but he did have that influential part of that quarter. He kicked 2 goals in a minute midway through that first quarter.
Missed opportunity there by the North. It was pretty easy mark there that Wilkinson ended up dropping, and it would have certainly been a score from that set shot.
Bailey to Green. His half-distance kick is chopped off by Dennison. His kick and turn is smothered there by Brad Joseph, so it's out of play. 6-7-43, plays 3-2-20. No score in the first couple of minutes of this quarter.
Started really well, the South, this quarter. A couple of inside 50s, and North have got one now at the moment, but they've certainly looked the quicker side.
Out and that comes now through Green. His quick kick clears the contest. Into the back, though, of his opponent, Tyson Miller. Who's Darcy Gardner. So Miller free kick, hands off now to Jaden Harris. Third possession of this quarter. Kicks towards full forward. Strong contest there. Falls towards Wilkinson. Petterwood, smart kick. Up here looking for Murphy Cohen. He picks it up. Wheels around. In fact, it's Cody Lowe. It is. Cody Lowe kicks the goal. If you don't mind, what a goal that is. Snapped it on his right foot from the pocket. And that's a candidate for goal of the day if I've seen one. And that is terrific there from Cody Lowe. 7-7-49 to 3-2-20.
It was almost a bit of a walking backstroke sort of celebration from Cody Lowe as well. The arms were going here, there and everywhere, but that's a fantastic start and exactly the response that the NTFA would have been after really being challenged in the second term, Maxie.
Yeah, they certainly were, and I think the big difference for this first 3 and a bit minutes in this quarter, I reckon number 41 for the Southern Football League being Josh Green. I reckon he's had about 4 or 5 touches already this quarter and all effective and getting the ball moving forward and hitting people lace out. So makes a big difference.
Back in the middle of the ground. Here we go. Tap down. Jack Gleason at the bottom of the pack here for the SFL. But emerging with the football there was Nick Mitchell, who was really influential early on in the game as the NTFA kicked the ball towards half forward. Wilkinson coming in quickly, unable to take it cleanly. Johns gets the handball off. Watt. Now the SFL will go down the broadcast side of the ground, flying high. A couple of players are there. Unable to take the mark there was Zeitzen. Umpire says play on, and you can see some afters there. Ryan Bailey just disposing of Nick Mitchell across the boundary line. 29 points the margin. 4 and change gone in this third term. Shallow throw in. Dennis takes it cleanly himself. Dishes the handball off. The runner was there in Davies. Links up with Mitchell. Mitchell goes inside 50, but straight down the throat of an SFL defender. Josh Green getting his hands on the football once again.
Green will kick 40 to Gleason. Quite first quarter, but really lifted in that second quarter. Gleason tries to get round Tepper. Pressured on the kick. Falls inside 50. Chance here. McIndoe, the boy from Hillwood, snaps. Won't have the distance, won't have the accuracy either. Off for one behind. A bit of an opportunity there, missed. 3-3-21 to 7-7-49. Margin 28 points. Short kick comes out dangerously to Davies. Does well though, takes the mark. Delivers to Tepper, another dangerous kick. Off hands to McIndoe. Chain of handballs here. Green back to McIndoe. He's got a teammate here in assistance in Lewis Johnson. Centering kick, 2-on-1. Max Lamb clears him. Over the back, Doreen is in a battle there with Dennis. Dennis wins out easily, and his clearing kick though is chopped off there by Trey Westbury.
So the SFL launching inside 50 once again. Chiseling ball, great vision. Spotted a shorter target. I thought he was going to go deep, but Darcy Gardner presented, and he really is playing that kind of mid-sized forward option at the moment here, Maxie.
Yeah, lining up for goal number 3, and he's been their only productive forward, really, to date, which is not surprising, but it's surprising. I've always looked at him more as a high half-forward winger type guy.
Opportunity here for Darcy Gardner. Goal the SFL really need. He loves it straight away. The umpire doesn't move. Darcy Gardner immediately celebrates with Jack Gleason, and the SFL, they kick their 4th goal of the day.
Max, I know you had something to do with the under-16 state team a few years ago. Was Darcy in that mix?
Yeah, he was in that group. Yep, he went away in that carnival. So nice footballer, nice young man as well, which we all want people to be. But geez, they've come out fighting, haven't they? And they've replicated the way that North played in that first quarter themselves. They're flicking the ball around. Probably not hitting as many targets as what they'd actually like to be hitting, but they're in front. They've got the leg speed. They've got numbers around it. So it's all what the North were doing at the beginning of the game that they're doing now.
Margin 22 points. Tepper emerges from the contest, does well. Handball to Davies. Low kick is effective, or Thompson overruns it though. He gets a second grab at it as Lewis Johnson couldn't pick it up. So they battle on there. Umpire says, I'll ball it up. Centre wing. Lights really starting to take effect here. Beautiful scene. Chilly June night, but not a bad conditions for football, all things considered. Kick now from Gleason. Up towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Reined in. Handball looking for Josh Green. He's got it. Low pass is a beauty. It's his teammate Hooker on the chest. He wheels and goes. 55 out. Goes to the goal square. Can anyone take a grab? Nearly. 2 grabs, couldn't take it. Spinning out of the contest there with the SFL. They couldn't get a shot on goal. Picked up by Jaden Harris. Under pressure. Defensive kick towards Davies, who takes the mark strongly in defensive 50.
Terrific mark from Davies. He was under the pump. Found the runner there in Angus Jeffries as the NTFA go through the guts of UTAS Stadium. A big ball to win here. Players coming from here, there and everywhere. Lead them involved. Unable to take it cleanly. Nice harassment there from Bailey to get the runners in play. But Angus Jeffries stands up really well and takes the ball. A scrappy kick. Bounces inside 50 now. Murphy Cohen attacks it at pace. Murphy Cohen around the corner. It's going to bounce towards goal. It won't be marked. And right on the goal line, the tackle is there. It was a golden opportunity for Cody Lowe, but decided to play on, and the desperate tackle results in a behind.
Yeah, interesting one. Was he paid the mark, boys?
I think he was. I think he played on.
Yeah, okay.
It bounced off his chest the first time, but I think he tried to have a kick at it.
Yep. So the ball comes out defence. It's out of bounds. 7-8-50, 4-3-27. A really good contest now. We were worried at quarter time. There was a big scoreboard imbalance, 32-0. But since then, the SFL really making this a good battle. Front position lead him. Taps it out here looking for Davies. Just gets through with ease. Kicks to the hot spot. all SFL. Out they come. Kick over here now, looking for Josh Clifford. He's 1-on-2. Can he pick it up? He overruns it. Goes back onto it. Keeps his feet though. There's Clifford. Gets legged. Gets the handball away. Advantage is paid. McIndoe. Kicks towards half forward to Hooker. Doesn't measure the kick very well. Out of bounds.
Certainly gone up a tempo, hasn't it? Just the quality of the football as well from both sides at the moment is really impressive to watch.
Good game to watch.
So boundary throw in. Left half forward. One down there on that occasion by Leadham. Brings the runners into play. Lockie Watt doing some harassing on the outer side. Eventually it'll go over and out. Lockie Watt, co-captain of this team. Been a huge addition to his SFL side in recent years after a long and really strong career with the Kingborough Tigers in the TSL. Pye throws the ball back into play. Leadham into tap down and handballs it over himself, but the SFL have runners at the back of the pack. They'll look to kick this ball inside 50. Zeitzen was the target, unable to take the grab, but he takes Davies in a really strong tackle, potentially a high tackle going the other way, but the umpire says holding the football. Great defensive pressure here from the SFL, and they'll create an opportunity. Clifford has a couple of options on. There's Lewis Johnson out wide if he wants. He decides to go the other pocket, the close pocket to him, railway side of the ground. Umpire says push in the back, and it's going to be a free kick. So the SFL just a few little things starting to go their way. Chipping kick into a dangerous spot. Lockie Watt takes the grab. He's been called to play on Lockie Watt. Flying shot for goal. He nails it. Watt's on the scoreboard for the first time today, and the SFL, they mean business.
They do, and that's what you call a captain's goal, Anthony. One of the co-captains of the Southern group, and not quite sure why he played on, but he did, and he had the confidence to kick the goal. So well done, Lockie Watt, and well done the Southerners. It's, if you're coaching the North now at the moment, I'm just wondering what you would actually do. They've lost that drive from the middle. I spoke earlier about what the perception was about having the key big men on the ground. Dennis is still covering a lot of ground. We see Hamish lead them in the middle now, so I think it's just important. Green's still in the middle there for the Southerners, so they've got to stop his drive out of there. That's first and foremost.
Up against Bailey there is Leadham. Leadham gets it on the ground, he fumbles it. Gleason gets a high tackle. I'll just take out the free kick. Kudos before there to young Joseph Doreen, who got the ball to Watt. Big fella on the boundary. An easy kick, and he threaded the needle nicely. Well, that's a bad handball there from Watt. Dennison couldn't pick it up. He's tackled without it. So this will be a turnover. Maybe advantages. Well, the player was streaming forward there was Triffett, but it's going to come back to Jack Dennison. Important part of the game here. Narrowest margin we've had since quarter time. Dennison works at 40, looking for Dennis. Went one-handed. Spills. Taken there by Cameron Johns. They work it out. Still at half-back for the SFL. Player falls over and hence gets pushed to the back. Anthony shaking his head.
It's a little clumsy there from James McIndoe.
Yep. Isaac Thompson. Jack Dennison goes down, but Isaac Thompson now in the Dennis direction. Murphy Cohen's also there. No one can take the mark. Spills. And it was a throw against Cody Lowe. Play on to advantage. Ball comes to half-back. And looks like we've got a free kick going the SFL's way.
So the SFL looking to make an opportunity here. Gleason, little 1-2 with Gardner. Gardner now drives the ball towards 50. It's going to be a foot race. You can see Clifford caught at the back. Nice work there by the NTFA. A kick comes back inboard and finds Talbot. Sam Talbot moves it on. Not his best kick, though. It's a hard contest. Ryan Bailey now has to compete for the SFL. The NTFA went out through numbers, but a lazy kick, it must be said there by Mitchell. Brings the SFL back into the game, and just a few skillish errors from both sides, as there's going to be a holding the ball free kick going the way of the SFL. Ryan Bailey drives the ball towards half forward, a probing ball, and a great grab taken by Campbell Hooker. If he goes quickly here, he's got Ethan Brock all by himself in the goal square. That's where he goes. Brock caught at the back of the pack, and a strong grab taken by Bowen Pearce, who just filled the hole. Just didn't quite get enough leverage on the kick there, Maxie.
No, they didn't, and just didn't use his body well enough either in the goal square there just to nudge him out of the road. He was in front all the way.
Petterwood kicks the wing, goes through the hands of Dennis. Spills now here towards Brad Joseph. He kicks to half forward, well trapped by Green. Can he pick it up? He gets pushed from the side, says the umpire, so play on. Releases the ball from the ground as Josh Green gets it to Gleason. Here it comes now through Sam Lewis-Johnson. He kicks to the goal square. No one's there, though, except Jaden Harris. It's thumped through, though, nicely by Howe, who's hurt his shoulder, I think. Gets up flexing it. Keep an eye on that one. It's through for a behind. 7-8-50 to 5-4-34.
NTFA drive the ball out of defensive 50. It's a big 50-50 ball. Numbers here favouring the SFL. Trey Westbury goes inside 50. Great vision from Westbury. Spots up a target, Nathan Brock.
Inside 50s at the moment. I suspect that South would be significantly in front in this quarter.
Yeah, it looks like 9-7 at the moment this quarter in favour of the SFL.
Probably not significant then, but certainly in the
NTFA
last...
ones have been shallow.
But the marks inside 50, Maxi, 4-0 in favour of the visitors.
Yeah, okay. That tells a story, doesn't it?
So Ethan Brock, 45-degree angle, crosses the paint of 50. This is a big moment in the context of this game. It's on the way from Ethan Brock. Always just fading to the right-hand side through for a minor score. So 5-5-35, 15 points the margin. The NTFA, 7-8-50, Dave Moore.
I need 2 goals since quarter time, the NTFA. Kick comes now towards Dennison from Thompson. So Dennison, backside of the centre square. Provided now to play on. Kicks high to half forward. Presenting as Murphy Cohen will crash the contest. Knocks him out of his way. Falls now to Lockie Watt against Petterwood. Gleason, the skipper, picks it up. He's got support from Watt, his fellow skipper. Inside out kick. It's going to stay in. Not a bad effort there from Lockie Watt. Good result in the end as it spills out of bounds. Something
we just missed there, Dave. While Ethan Brock was having a shot at goal. Benny Donaldson, he is one of the best in the business. We just saw Damon Howe making his way from the ground with what looked to be an injured shoulder. So we'll keep an eye on that. Great job there from Benny Donaldson.
Excellent. He doesn't miss a trick. Best in the business. As it comes out now towards Leadham, towards half forward. Mark taken by the NTFA. Getting around now is Angus Jeffries for goal. Jeffries! No, it's stopped on the back line there on the goal line. Well done by the SFL defender. We'll pick him up in a minute. He's got the ball now. Clears it out. That was Cameron Johns. Fantastic individual effort. Number 25, Jordan Dunn. Kicks it on the wing, but it's a mark taken by the NTFA.
So, moment of reprieve for the SFL defence, but the NTFA will bang it in again quickly. Dennis at the back of the pack, unable to get there just in time for the mark. Able to get a handball away, but he's taken over the boundary line. The umpire says it was actually an illegal disposal. Free kick going the way of the SFL. Played 17 minutes in this third quarter. 15 points the difference. Like almost every game today, this is going to go down to the wire by the looks of it here, especially if the SFL can manufacture the next goal in this contest. Umpires call free kick again going the way of the SFL. The free kicks, I'm thinking, are well and truly in favour of the visitors in this quarter, and looks like they are 9-4. Thanks, Groups. Big ball to win here in the middle of the ground. Not sure how he got rid of the football. The umpire says he was holding the ball. So SFL really starting to get control of some big 50-50s here. Ryan Bailey on the broadcast side. Kicks to half forward. It's a good kick. That brings in a teammate in Jacob Lister. Lister into the pocket. Overcooks the kick. His target was Brock, but just overcooked it. Out of bounds on the full.
Damon House had the magic spray on the shoulder and back out there, which is good to see for him and the Deloraine Footy Club. You don't want to see anyone getting injuries in these games that affect their club performances.
Connie Young spots up a teammate there in Josh Frankham. Boy from Longford goes wide for Petterwood. Lovely delivery by Frankham. It's Petterwood on the chest. His kick's okay too. And he finds a teammate there in Jack Triffett from Bracknell. Oh, that's not a bad way to kick into the pocket to Murphy Cohen. Second grab, takes the strong mark. He's trying to sneak inside to get a bit of angle, but umpire says he's got to go back on the boundary line. Out 25 out, right underneath the scoreboard, which reads 15-point margin at the moment to the NTFA.
So has an umpire got the right to call play on then when a player's doing that?
Well,
as soon as you're off your line any other time, it's play on.
Yeah, interesting call, Maxie.
But because you're walking around, as if you got all week, they allow you to walk off the line.
Murphy Cohen, his kick 3. It's across the face this time as it snuck in. It has for one behind. 7-9-51 the NTFA, SFL 5-5-35. We've been playing 19 minutes into the third quarter.
I reckon if the free kick technically was there, Kim Dillon in the vicinity probably would have been all over it, I reckon, Maxie. president of the TFUA, been around for a long time. Long kick out of defensive 50. Volleyball spike over the top. NTFA with numbers at the back of the pack. The SFL still going in, applying plenty of pressure. Josh Green didn't get a disposal for that. He will now. Kicks over the top. The target's there. The mark's taken. Campbell Hooker. Hooker cuts inside. Nice lateral kick to Jordan Dunn. Couple of Sharks linking up, but that's not his best work there, Jordan Dunn. That opens the door for the NTFA. SFL have done pretty well to halve that contest and will have a stoppage at the heart of UTAS Stadium.
It's been really good. Both sides have been confident enough to switch the ball into the middle, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but they haven't stopped doing it. Angus
Jeffries dispossessed, throwing the ball, holding the ball, whatever you like. Free kick to the SFL. Jordan Dunn, that man again. He goes short. Ooh, his possession this time is a good one by McIndoe. Big fella from Huonville. Off now to Gleason. Gleason to the pocket. Over the back. Chance there for Hooker. The defence, beautiful spin there by Connor Young. He knows every inch of this turf here at UTAS Stadium. But he coughs it up. Back here to Gleason. Into the pocket. Chance here. Lockie Watt, I think it is. He gets towards 50. Launches a goal. Hits the behind post on the full. In fact, it was Trey Westbury there with that shot on goal. 7-9-51, 5-5-35. Been a great day of footy here at UTAS Stadium. Some close contests. Hard fought, good spirit. Great to see. Kicked out of the half-back line, but a mark should have been taken there. Chance now for Bailey. He couldn't pick it up. Kick off the ground by Joe Krushka towards the boundary line. They're going to come back here, the SFL. Well, Joe Krushka butters up nicely, but it's punted back in to attacking 50. Mark taken defence by Damon Howe.
Really good grab there by Howe. Great to see him back out there. He kicks again, looking for the switch. It's a risky ball. It brings the SFL into the contest. Handball there from Lewis Johnson. Opens the door for Max Lamb. Max Lamb for goal. He nails it. The Brighton Robin gets his second. One of the most exciting young players in the SFL. And we have a real game on our hands, gents.
Just a touch of class from a young player there.
Yeah, it was all the time in the world as well. Didn't panic, just got back onto his left foot. He knew where he was going, knew how much pressure he had behind him, and just caressed the ball through.
Well, we've got a 10-point ball game, Anthony. It's tightening up.
Absolutely, fantastic game of footy, and as we talked about before, only two goals since quarter time for the NTFA now.
So we've got a really important 3 minutes. A goal either way here would really make it interesting as far as momentum and attitude is concerned, leading into that last stanza of play. Up we go. It went too early, Bailey, so it falls to Leadham, who kicks it towards attacking 50. Chaos ball. Which way will it go? They defend stoutly here. Over to Watt, the SFL player, who kicks it straight to number 5 in Isaac Thompson from Hillwood, ex-North Launceston. Now to Davies. Davies with that deadly left foot, kicks towards half forward. Off hands of Mitchell. He has support though. Handball comes back now towards Thompson. Takes it well. Shrugs a tackle. Back to Mitchell. If he picks it up, they'll go inside 50. He hands off instead to a teammate there in Tyson Miller. He kicks it inside 50, and Jack Triffett takes it. He's kicked 2 in the first quarter. And there won't be many more important kicks today than this one in the context of this game, with just 2 minutes left until three-quarter time. Waste no time, Jack Triffett, confident. Kicks from 45, gets good purchase. Doesn't get the accuracy, it's offline. Margin out to 11 points, 7-10-52, 6-5-41.
Dying minutes of this third quarter. The target here is going to be Joseph Doreen. He has a couple to beat. Really good grab, Isaac Thompson, who's had a good couple of minutes. Thompson looked to play on. He's called to go now. Kicks it into a dangerous spot inside 50. There were that many players inside 50, and he just put it on the head of Jordan Tepper, who did really well. And Tepper just put himself in the right position at the right time.
Impressive game, Isaac Thompson, hasn't he? He's been fantastic.
Took him a little while to get into the game. Wasn't all that influential in the first half of the first quarter, but certainly the second and third quarter is improved as the game's gone on.
Tepper for goal. Does he make the distance? A touch right on the line. He really should have made the the journey there, Jordan Tepper. He shakes his head.
A couple of times today we've seen set shots where people just, haven't drilled it. There was one down here at the southern end of the ground in the first quarter that didn't even make the distance.
Last minute of the quarter, here's Anthony Osborne.
Big ball to win here. Half forward for the NTFA. SFL players diving in all over the place at the moment. The umpire will come in and take the ball back as we tick into the final 30 seconds or so of the term. Have 12-point ball game. 7-11-53. 6-5-41. The tap's down in the direction of a man who's been very busy today, in Nick Mitchell. Umpire will take it back once again. Entertaining quarter of football, entertaining game of football. What promises to be a grandstand finish. Is there still time here for the NTFA? There might be. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick for high contact, and this would really hurt the SFL.
Now, he won't be able to come around here, will he, because the siren's gone?
No,
You have to kick straight over the mark.
Certainly got the leg on him, haven't he? If you ever wanted someone to be having a shot in this circumstance for the NTFA, you would be giving the ball to Liam Davies.
So Liam Davies to extend the margin out to 3 goals after the siren of three-quarter time. This is a big moment in this game. Liam Davies, it always looked like it was struggling for the distance, and in the end won't trouble the scorers. So an entertaining third quarter of football, and we have a grandstand finish coming up. The NTFA 7-11-53, SFL 6-5-41.
Okay, so in that quarter it was 1 goal 4 to the NTFA and 3 goals 3 to the SFL. So they're very similar to the second quarter, Max. It was 3 goals to 1 in the second quarter and 3 goals to 1 in the third quarter. They obviously still trail by 12 points on the back of that really strong first quarter.
Yep, but they have, Dave, and they've just chipped away all day, haven't they? The first 15, 20 minutes of this game, I thought, oh my gosh, and underneath my breath, I'm thinking we're going to have a 12, 14 goal deficit here, but they've had confidence in their own ability and what they can do, and they've just kept chipping away at it, and they find themselves now, 12 points down at three-quarter time, anybody's game. I just noticed there, number 22 for the Southerners, looks like Brad Joseph may be done for the day. He's got the boot off and his right ankle heavily iced, but one soldier goes down and another one stands up, and I wouldn't like to try and pick a winner at the moment. North really need to get a score on the board early. 2 goals in half a footy doesn't sound promising when you say it like that, and whereas the South have kicked 3 in the second, 3 in the third. They're full of momentum. They're probably using the ball a little bit better than the North at the moment. I've noted a couple of things down here. Skill level of both sides fairly even in that third quarter. Fitness, I don't think it's going to play a big part. Both sides are still looking pretty fit at the moment. Not too many lagging off. Just been impressed with, as the game's gone on. To start with, the North were very keen to go direct. They were switching the ball into the middle. They had runners going everywhere, multiple options. But in the last quarter and a bit, that's been taken over by the Southerners. The Southerners have got on top, and that's stemmed a little bit from, we spoke about it in the call, from Green going into the middle. He had 4 or 5 possessions early in that quarter. Probably ran out a little bit of steam towards the end of it and needed a bit of a spell. But when you've got him in there, it means a Tepper or a Davies or someone's just got to pay a bit more attention to the opposition. You can't just be reliant on your team getting the ball to you. You've got to be conscious of quality players like that. So really looking forward to the fourth quarter here, gentlemen.
Goal kickers and stats.
Goal kickers to start with, 3 to Luke Murphy-Cohen, Jack Triffett with 2 singles to Matt Dennis and also Cody Lowe. For the SFL, 3 goals to Darcy Gardner, 2 to Max Lamb and 1 to Lockie Watt. Really interesting looking at the stats that Groves has got for us here. Although the SFL have really made some inroads in that quarter, it was actually a quarter that statistically the NTFA would be pretty happy with. They won the clearances 8-4, they won the inside 50s 14-13, and the marks inside 50 they only lost by 1, 4 to the SFL, 3 to the NTFA. The hitouts they are dominating, 13 hitouts to the NTFA that quarter, 35 for the game. The SFL just with 3 for the quarter and 16 for the game. So it's interesting, the SFL from my end look to probably be the better side for a lot of that quarter, but the stats are saying that the NTFA is still creating plenty of opportunities.
And look, it really was that first quarter. I mean, when you have a poor first quarter, you're always playing that catch-up footy, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. We're going to take a short break, collect our thoughts, and back in a couple of minutes for the last quarter. Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. My name's Dave Moore. I'm with Anthony Osborne, Michael Walker and Dave Gribble. We're presenting the big clash here, the big rivalry between the NTFA and the SFL at three-quarter time. It's a 12-point margin. All to play for it. Umpire raises the ball up. Siren sounds. We're underway here. Last 20 minutes of this game. Bailey up against Dennis. Dennis wins it clearly. Out here towards Davies. Sharkdo by Tepper. Inside 50. Wrestling the contest there. Jack Triffitt's got it. He fumbles slightly. Moment's lost. It's over the boundary line. First goal will be really crucial, Anthony, in this last quarter.
Certainly will, Dave. We've talked about it a little bit now, but just 2 goals since quarter time for the NTFA. I'll be really hoping to hit the scoreboard early and just take a little bit of the heat out of this contest. The SFL have just been chipping away since quarter time, been kept scoreless in the opening term if you're just tuning in for the first time. Big ball to win here. Tepper again involved. Dishes the handball out. Opportunity now for the NTFA. Where's the tall timber? Really good fist over the top there. I think that might have been Bailey. Going in hard there. I think it was Dennison. The umpire will take it. So really brave stuff. It actually was Johns who came in with the fist over the top. Really brave performance from him. He's been handy so far today, Cameron Johns. Really consistent performer for the Huonville Lions in the SFL. Umpire throws the ball up, low, wins it down. But another stoppage inside attacking 50 for the NTFA. Representative football at UTAS Stadium. It's such an honour for all of these players to represent their regions. Neither ruckman able to get a clear advantage on that occasion. Ryan Bailey kicking in danger. Free kick going the way of the NTFA.
Half a chance from here, Anthony.
Liam Davies looks to improve the angle and get a bit of extra distance on the kick. Liam Davies, distance won't be an issue. I think it's through for a minor score, but the umpire just confers with the goal umpire. They will determine that it was a minor score. So, I'm saying it could be an important point. 7-12-54 plays 6-5-41.
Up to the wing. Taken there by Ethan Brock. Kicking to the centre circles. Little handball. Ends up going back to Brock there from Gardner. Brock fumbles. Another ball up in the centre. So 13 points the margin. 2 minutes gone. So dark night here now at UTAS Stadium. Lights taking full effect. Green shrugs a tackle. Gets it to Gleason. Gleason torpedoes it inside 50. It'll carry or it bounces backwards. Taken there by Howe. Now did he have the opportunity to get rid of that? Umpire says play on as he scoops it out. Stacks on. Ball up. Attacking 50.
One of the great things of our game, isn't it? That bounce of the ball there. We thought they were out here, and the shape of the ball just puts everyone off and changes the whole complex of that forward attack.
Harris links up with, I think that was Davies, it was. Mark taken now. That's Angus Jeffries. Jeffries now launches the ball inside 50. Where are the flyers for the NTFA? Slips through the hands at the vital moment, but the umpire's called a free kick.
And if that ball got out then over the back as well, the bodywork of Murphy Cohen on his opponent just pretty much just shoved him out of the road and out of the contest with him. But Cody Lowe was in front of him with his opponent and drew the free kick.
So Cody Lowe, who kicked lone NTFA goal in the third quarter, looking to just put the margin out to an uncomfortable position for the SFL. Cody Lowe begins his approach. Kicks on the way. Always looked to be tugging it. And he ends up missing the lot. Disappointing outcome there for the NTFA.
Why wouldn't you let that go? If the ball's gone out there and you mark it, it must be coming in the same direction.
I think it was out of bounds in the fullbacks, I think. The boundary umpire said. That's why he had to go back. Johns from the back pocket. There's the contest. Taken by Connor Young. He's dispossessed. Matt Dennis gets free. Swings it inside 50. Triffett! Almost a fantastic mark. Lockie Watt takes it from the contest. Chain of handballs. The SFL clear. Johns kicks into the centre square. But only as far as Ethan Petterwood, who takes the mark. Scottsdale coach. Goes towards half forward, towards Cody Lowe direction again. Nice ball from behind there from Adam Johns. But we're going to get a free kick here towards Jeffries. Angus Jeffries hands it off. Tepper will be under pressure. He got pressure from behind. He probably should have been taken that tackle by Zeitzen. Eventually gets his kick away inside 50. Mark taken. Thompson short to Davies, is well within range.
We said that last quarter, Dave, down here from probably a little bit closer this time, but failed to make the distance. But I'll let you call this one because I said he was going to make it last time.
Don't want to be too critical on young Zeitzen, but he should have tackled Tepper there. He came from behind. Tepper shrugged the tackle and got the effective possession. Here goes Davies. Bit of a dagger this one. If he kicks it, it's the post. 7:13:55 to 6:5:41.
Yeah, you can't say the NTFA haven't been without chances across the last quarter and a half. Missing some opportunities as the SFL go to the skipper, Jack Gleason. Left back pocket. Gleason dances one way, dances the other way. Eventually decides to take off a risky kick in the middle. It's a good one. Finds a target there in Johns.
He's been good.
He's a really handy player, Cameron Johns. Vital in Huonville's recent era of success. Gleason now kicks towards half forward. A good ball over the top. Opens up an opportunity here for the SFL. They're going to go inside 50 now. Where's the target? The target's there over the top of Brock's head, though. Ethan Brock at ground level does well. A crafty handball while he was coming on the up. An opportunity here for the Southerners. Ball goes back to Lewis Johnson. Lewis Johnson, who's a classy user, just misses his target. There's an opportunity here in the goal square. The SFL hit the scoreboard.
Joseph
Doreen kicks his first goal of the day, and Liam Davies misses at one end. And the SFL capitalise at the other.
Just persistence there, wasn't it, Max? A number of opportunities to launch on goal and eventually spilled over the back to young Doreen.
Yeah, and they had a couple of opportunities down in their forward line, didn't they? The one through Davies, and the other one that was out of bounds on the full from a kick under pressure. But again, it's the quick ball movement by the South on this occasion that just catches the North unaware, because they just can't get those midfielders back behind the ball to allow to set up like they did in that first quarter and a bit to slow the momentum down and keep control of it.
Darcy Gardner too was involved in that last patch he plays. Back in the middle as well. He's had a good game this afternoon or this evening as Lockie Watt launches towards half forward. Margin now just 8 points. Lowest it's been since the early days of this contest. Mark taken in the back line. There by Bowen Pearce. He goes wide. Onto the wing. Petterwood kicks towards half forward towards Cody Lowe. Taken by Triffett. Lovely little handball to Mitchell. It kicks inside 50 and finds Dennis.
I was just about to say, look at the work rate of Dennis. He started, over here, deep after the bounce, and he could see what was happening, the transition down the forward line, and he just made Ryan Bailey chase him from the wing on this side, deep down the forward pocket. You know, he had no chance of getting that. Whilst it was a contest at the end, Ryan Bailey was cooked by the time he got to him.
So Matt Dennis from Bracknell Footy Club, Premiership player last year, misses near sides, in fact misses everything. So inside 50s this quarter, Ant?
Yeah, taking a look there, 5 to the NTFA, 2 to the SFL, and 3 marks inside 50 for the NTFA, none for the SFL.
And 1 goal to 0, so story is told there. Cameron Johns goes long. Oh, that's a big fly there. Dennis again takes the mark, plays on looking for Tepper. Good thump away there by the SFL defence. Contested ball now at half forward. And Zampire might take it to himself here. He's going to ball it up right on the paint of 50. 8 points the margin, the NTFA lead.
Big moments in this contest here. We've just ticked over 8.5 minutes. Ball is thrown up. Davies has had plenty of the football today. He kicks out towards half forward. First of the football, Tepper. Handball's over the top. Opens up an opportunity here for Triffett. And he misses out of bounds on the full as well.
Poor choice. He looked inboard then, and there was 2 or 3 of his teammates, you know, demanding the ball. He thought, nah, I'm going to try and do the hero thing here, and it didn't work off for him.
That was a risky ball for McIndoe, and Liam Davies, too strong in the end, took the grab. It was Davies and Jeffries against McIndoe.
This bloke's, you know, slowly working his way to be the hero in this game, isn't he? He's been fantastic.
Davies kicks into the pocket, finds the target. That's exactly where he goes. Again, that height inside 50 for the NTFA, just catching the SFL on the hop, and it is big Matt Dennis, who's already kicked 1 goal this afternoon, and I suppose with so many opportunities in front of goal in the last 5-7 minutes or so, gents, this really is a massive opportunity for the NTFA to actually capitalise on their good work. Dennis, 45-degree angle, kicks on the way, it looks pretty good. Missing to the right-hand side, minor score.
Kicking themselves out of it, aren't they? They could rue these opportunities, you know. Only takes 1 or 2 kicks down the middle. South get it, and they're in front.
Long kick out. Front position, Jaden Harris. From behind, Max Lamb couldn't take it. He's got it again, Big Max. Gets it to Lockie White. A lot of players around the contest. Jack Donnellan hands it to Matt Dennis. Don't argue with a couple of opponents. Now Jaden Harris is caught. Took on the tackler. Great tackle, Darcy Gardner, who's kicked 3 goals this afternoon. Been one of the best for the SFL. Off he goes. Kicks towards half forward. Front position was Zeitzen. Couldn't take the mark. Good fist from behind. Zeitzen again. Second effort towards the goal square. His shot is out of bounds on the full. So both teams off target just at the minute. Another inside 50 there to the SFL. And update us on that stat, please.
Yeah, it looks like 7-3 inside 50s at the moment in favour of the NTFA. Thanks to Dave Gruber. So, left back pocket now for the Northerners as they just look to launch as far as they can outside defensive 50. The players fly, merging with the football here. NTFA just trying to get a bit of momentum back. Dennis, handball's back. Stopping and propping here at the NTFA. Now they'll look to take on the kick. Tepper flies, unable to take the mark cleanly. It brings the SFL into the game, although it has been a holding free kick going the way of the hosts. So you can see here just lurking on the broadcast side of the ground is Hamish Leadham in plenty of space. He's all by himself at the moment inside 50. They're not going to be able to get the ball quickly enough. Just stuck on defensive side of the wing at the moment here at the NTFA. That's a really nice kick down the throat of Krushka. Krushka now goes inside 50. The target's Murphy Cohen, just evades him. SFL under the pump now in defensive 50. Clever little handball there from Gleason. Opens things up a little bit, but unable to take the ball cleanly. NTFA just keep on persisting at the moment. Umpire's going to call a holding free kick. Ethan Brock wanted to play on from where he was, but he's got to go back beyond the mark, which will take him into defensive 50.
Wasn't smart by Leadham then. He just took off too early. He could have been an option out here. Instead, he just ran to where the southern opponents were over in the far pocket.
Darcy Gardner, he's had plenty of the football this afternoon. His handball's on his best. Sets his teammate a real task. It was a little too hot for Ethan Brock, and that invites pressure from the NTFA. The NTFA emerged through it, and some individual brilliance there from Krushka. He finds Tepper. Tepper approaches it at pace. He's going to go for goal, but all by himself is Cameron Johns, and he'll mop up on the last line of defence.
Cameron Johns relieves. Low kick over the head there of Davies. Bouncing ball. Handball comes in out of Lewis Johnson. Goes back into the face there of Tepper, but he gets the handball away. Long kick out from the defence there of the SFL. It's on the wing, contested ball. Davies, probably 30-odd touches today, I'd say. Now here it is with Josh Frankham. He's dispossessed. Back to McIndoe. He's had a good game today. Not a great choice there from Jordan Dunn. He'll tap over his head. It's going to be a contested ball. Ball, says the SFL players. I'll tell you what, one thing, Max, today. Murphy Cohen has been really quiet since those early goals. Kudos there to Jason Bailey, who's done a great job really tightening up on him.
Yep, he certainly has, Dave. Split the game right open in that first half, didn't he? With 3 first-quarter goals.
All out on the railway side of the ground. Big contest between a couple of players. Involved there was Zeitzen for the SFL. Umpire decides just to let things roll out. Bit of a standoff between a couple of players right on the boundary line. They run out of tarmac over and out for a throw in. So 13 minutes and 50 seconds gone. The NTFA 7:14:56. The SFL 7:5:47. So it's currently 3 behinds to 1 goal in this quarter in favour of the SFL. But that doesn't quite tell the tale. I reckon there have been 3 or 4 out of bounds on the full as well for the NTFA. Umpire says advantage was going to be paid, but he will be bringing it back. So opportunity here for the SFL. Centre wing. Driving ball towards half forward. Hooker's going to fly. Unable to take the mark cleanly there is Hooker. Brings the people at ground level into the contest now. Funneling it forward. A bit of brilliance there. A look on goal. It's through. Fantastic effort from Toby Cowan of the Cygnet Footy Club. Opportunistic. And it is game on. 3 points of difference.
Just wow. Did he take that on there at half forward, Maxie?
He did. He put the sand shoes on, did the 100-metre sprint in about 10 metres, and finished off with a goal. And just prior to that, I was thinking to myself that in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the football that was being played, a lot more errors were being made. Both sides are starting to look a lot tighter. They're not hitting their targets with both hands and feet. And then you get young Toby Cohen collected it centre half forward, put the afterburners on, and just went bang.
Just to get the replay, that he exploded from the contest.
He did.
It was a contested ball, and he just exploded and said, "I'm out of here," and kicked the goal. It's 3 points of difference here at the UTAS Stadium. 7:14 plays 8-5. Bodies going in everywhere. The intensity's gone up. We've got about 10 minutes to play, and we love these rep games. A lot on the line. Nobody's taking it easy. There's a lot to be fought for here in this last 10 minutes. In the contest, tackled there was Ryan Bailey. Somehow got it out. Darcy Gardner using pace. Trails it towards half forward. Eludes everybody. Little handball there from Petterwood. Comes out now to Krushka. Further back to Connor Young. Great pick up on his bootlaces, Connor Young. Kicks to the wing. Great kick as well as you find Mitchell. Terrific stuff, Connor Young. Doesn't switch. Instead, he goes down the line here to Dennis. Dennis low kick inside 50. Oh, gee, getting a fist in there was the SFL defender as Murphy Cohen was about to take the mark. And now he's tackled holding the ball. That was number
50.
4 and 50. I'll tell you what, Aiden Webster just got a little fist in there as Murphy Cohen was about to gobble that ball up. And now defence is turning into attack. Jordan Dunn has the ball.
You want to hope they don't score a goal out of this, Murphy Cohen.
Dunn, inside attacking 50. Bodies flying everywhere. Under pressure, the NTFA defence. Petterwood gets it to his ex-North Austin teammate and Connor Young. Smothered kick. Zeitzen launches for goal. Chest mark dropped. Fortuitously goes through for a behind on the last line of defence. So it's margin is just 2 points here. 7:14:56 the NTFA. The SFL 8:6:54. Over to you, Anthony.
What can the NTFA do? So they bring the ball out of defensive 50. Dennis is going to be the target. He's caught at the back of the pack. Bailey unable to take the mark cleanly. Cameron Johns comes in at ground level as well, competing up against Petterwood. Just got the kick away. The umpire says, yep, throwing
Sling
tackle free kick. So going the way of Dennis against Ryan Bailey. Dennis has it at right half back. He's got Wilkinson down the line. Decides just to hoist the ball down the wing. The players fly. Decisive fist over the top there from Jason Bailey. Bit of strength shown there from Dennison. A high up and under to half forward. Playing is flying high. Unable to take the grab. Bailey competing at ground level of the Jason variety. A hurried kick inside 50 now. Mark not taken, but it's going to be a holding free kick. A holding free kick going the way of Tepper.
Was there.
Yep.
He's been a strong contributor across all 4 quarters, Jordan Tepper.
This is where you need a captain to step up, don't you? 40 out, 35, 40 out. Probably the important kick of the game at the moment.
So Jordan Tepper certainly within his repertoire, but it's a big moment. A lot riding on this kick. Jordan Tepper begins his approach. He likes it straight away. It's not quite touched on the goal line. It was close, but it's through for a major score. That is a really important goal and opens the buffer back out to 8 points.
And I guess the question is that sufficient at the moment for 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go in the game? Is that sufficient to keep the game in your control? They need 2 goals, so it's a big ask in that period of time in the
Low-scoring game.
Yeah, exactly, and it we haven't seen a lot of fast breaks from a centre bounce either, straight down the middle, and scoring a goal either. So the South need to kick the next one and need to kick it quickly to stay in this game.
Coach Lockie doing off down there. He's looking pretty nervous, as is Adam Henley, 2 great coaches of the rep teams. It's taken by Leadham. That's an important centre clearance, as Maxie said, because it's going to go the way of the NTFA. Cody Lowe trying to take the one-handed mark. Now it's with Josh Green. But this is where the NTFA wanted at the moment.
Yeah. North just wants stoppage after stoppage at the moment. They wouldn't be really keen in seeing the ball get loose and give the Southern counterparts the opportunity to run and carry.
Winning the tap out there was Bailey. Falls there towards Davies, who's been fantastic. Tepper as well. Teppies gets it to Davies. This would put the icing on the cake. Shut the door on this contest. Yes, it is. The great goal, William Davies, caps off a fantastic game here at UTAS Stadium. And 2 goals in a minute makes the margin 14 points, 9-14-68, 8-6-54. As I mentioned, Max, he's probably had over 30 possessions and been a terrific player, William Davies.
Yep, he certainly has, and led the way all day for 4 solid quarters for the Northern team. And, just that centre clearance then by, I think Leadham was in the ruck that time, got it down to, can't recall who it was, might have been Frankham, got that quick kick out of the middle, and just puts the Southerners under pressure. It was another inside 50, and, they'd be, what's the inside 50s now, Grooves, in this quarter?
Inside 50s are up to 13-5 in favour of the NTFA. They're going to look to try and add to that tally now. Mitchell has it on the broadcast side of the ground. He's been excellent today. Krushka, I should say. Krushka also been excellent down the line. The target was there in Dennis, but in front, fist was there from Gleason. Just keeping it in play there was Mitchell. Johns emerges with the football. He tries a little handball over the top. Dennis, so good for a big man. Picks up the ball cleanly. High ball inside 50. Mark not taken. Dennison tucked up against the pocket. A smart kick from Jack Dennison. Finds a teammate. The umpire's going to pay the mark. Excellent work, and that is going to be in the arms of Cody Lowe. A really clever kick from Jack Dennison, but how about the pickup from Matt Dennis at half forward?
Quality player, isn't he? And I said before the game, he doesn't play as a ruckman. The ground that he covers, he must have, just a huge tank on him for a guy who just continually runs all day, rucks in club games all day, and today he's just done it all.
So to put a cherry on top here, Cody Lowe, 1 goal to his name so far this afternoon. Point blank range, makes no mistake. That would be the game. The NTFA kick away. Cody Lowe gets his second goal of the contest, and That just takes the margin out to 20 points. 10-14, 74 leads the SFL 8-6-54.
Sort of come out of nowhere, Max. 3 goals in 3 minutes.
Yeah, it just shows you how quickly a game can change, doesn't it? We had 6 minutes to go and we were talking like 8 points and needed to get a quick clearance away, and they're back in the game, and now it's all but beyond them.
Okay, well, 20 points is the margin. Just in a blink of an eye, it's gone from 3 points or 2 points out to that 20 points. SFL, though, they'd like to finish this game strongly. They wouldn't want to concede another goal because I don't think that margin would probably represent the contest today.
No, it wouldn't reflect on the quality of the game if it blew out any further than that.
Let's see what happens, though. They're doing great from the centre at the moment. They win another clearance. Petterwood to half forward to that man Davies once again. Oh, does he win it? He does, but he's tackled by 2 SFL opponents. 55 out from goal. So another stoppage. 2 minutes left of this contest. It's been an entertaining day here. In fact, we've got a free kick to Liam Davies out of that contest. Too far out to score, you'd think. Goes to the hot spot, leading players, couple of options through the hands there of, that was Wilkinson. SFL defence working overtime, strong tackling. Dennis hands it to Krushka. He can't take possession, tired bodies now. Comes out to Lewis Johnson, has to backtrack a bit, kicks outside defensive 50. And finds a teammate over there in Josh Clifford.
Josh Clifford quickly moves the ball on. It was a great grab, Maxi. He goes down the line. His target was there in Doreen. Unable to take the ball cleanly. Now competing at ground level. Railway wing. Umpire will take it once again. So we're about to tick into the last minute or so of this game. The NTFA have been challenged, particularly since quarter time. They've had all the answers in this final quarter. Great resilience has been shown. Handball out wide there. Another player who's been really busy. Mitchell. Davies drives the ball towards 50. Dennis was the target, unable to take the grab, had a couple to beat. There's an opportunity here for the NTFA though. If he can just take the ball cleanly, he does. Dances one way, goes the other. Major goal there for Jack Triffett. He kicks his third, and party time for the NTFA.
Yeah, 3 goals to Jack Triffett, 2 in the first and 1 in the last. He's a handy player. He's a small forward, sort of elusive type player, isn't he?
He's your Jackie Ruston of the world today, Dave. Yeah,
absolutely.
Your favourite TSL player, ex-TSL player.
Yes.
Yes. Now Rachel Lee, yes. So probably a bit unlucky not to get picked in this team. You would have thought, but your new favourite Triffett's kept him out. Obviously, 3 goals today, being well.
26 points the margin, and the ball will be bounced. It may not even be bounced. As we're playing 25 minutes flat. Seconds wind down. I think we'll get the bounce in just in time, or the throw up. There it is. And there's the siren. It's all over. Entertaining contest. Congratulations to the NTFA. Too strong in that last part of the last quarter. They kicked away in the end to win 11-14-80 to 8-6-54. The margin is 26 points. After it was only 2 points at about the 19-minute mark.
Absolutely, Dave. A cracking game of football. The NTFA had all the answers. We'll quickly run through the goal kickers while Groobs is just finalising his stats. Jack Triffett finished with 3 for the NTFA. Luke Meffert-Cohen also with 3. 2 to Cody Lowe. Singles to Jordan Tepper, Liam Davies and Matt Dennis. While for the SFL, 3 to Darcy Gardner. 2 to Max Lamb. Singles to Lockie Watt, Toby Cowan and also Joseph Doreen.
The game played in great spirit, you'd have to say. I don't think any untoward incidents, and that's what we love to see. And players shaking hands, and a tough game. A rep game's always a tough game, but I think any young people here today would really enjoy the contest and the way all players went about it.
Well, it had everything, didn't it? It had the fast ball movement. It had some really, aggressive, solid, fair tackling. The game was well umpired all day. Absolutely. I think it was only 150 metre, and that was probably Luke Murphy-Cohen in that last quarter just explaining to the umpire that he didn't think it was a kick. But, apart from that, it's been a great spectacle, and especially in recent years, there has been some one-sided games between these two oppositions, so it's been really good, and congratulations to the players who have put their hand up and played. On both sides, it's been a really entertaining game, and the North, like we said, drew away in that last quarter, 3 goals 3 to 2 goals 1. But that first quarter set them up and had a very quiet second and third quarter. But the last quarter, that last probably 6 or 7 minutes of that quarter, they drew away. So congratulations to everyone associated with it, the SFL, the NTFA, AFL TAS for supporting it, and and for those who come along, and certainly to the viewers as well. We've appreciated having you.
Run through some of the major stats from that last quarter. The inside 50s were won by the NTFA decisively, 16-5, 57-38 overall for the game. 6-0 marks inside 50 in the last quarter, while the clearances were 7-4 overall, 31-21. So fantastic performance. Congratulations to Scott Rigby and everyone involved in the NTFA, who are able to get one on the board this afternoon after the SFL reigned supreme earlier in the day.
Max, I can see you've got a 3-2-1 down there. Do you want to read that to our viewers before we finish up?
Oh, I'd love to, Dave, yeah. Just listen to this first. Can we hear that?
We're taking the presentation.
Won't have the audio coming freshly through, but we'll see if we can get an idea of who does win the medal. Maybe while that's happening, Maxie, might get you to run through your votes.
Yep, all right. I just thought Cameron Johns was really strong in defence for the SFL all day. Matt Dennis, who we spoke about time and time again, he certainly gets 2 votes from me. And number 18 for the black and white jumper, Liam Davies, hands down BOG on my bit of paper.
Good choices, Max.
Shout out as well to the efforts of Simon Morrison and Rick Fontaine from AFL TAS and the NTFA. Mountain of work to bring today together, and obviously the Women's All-Star Series gets back underway on Monday when the NWFL play the NTFA at Invermay Park. Women's All-Star Series wrapping up next weekend when the SFL travel up to Girdleston Park at East Devonport to take on the NWFL then as well.
So Adam Henley there just congratulating. Looks like we've got Ethan Petterwood winning the medal. He did play a very good game.
Yeah, certainly
Congratulations.
a solid contributor along the day, Ethan Petterwood. Well deserved, and a real leader, I suppose, within this group, given his role at his local club as well. So the NTFA 11-14-80, SFL 8-6-54. Dave, Maxie and Groups, thank you for all of your work. Dave, particularly back-to-back games. Thanks to Benny Donaldson on the camera. Ash Wilkes back in the studio as well. It's been a pleasure bringing you today's action from UTAS Stadium, representative football. We've loved it. Make sure you stay across the AFL Tasmania YouTube channel for those Women's All-Stars games over the next week or so. It's been a pleasure having your company. Bye for now.